All right. So, sorry about that. I was up here having an entire conversation thinking I was live, and I did not hit go live on YouTube. I was live in OBS. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Barnes Bros stream. As I was saying, uh, here waiting for Mr. Jalen Barnes to get himself together and come on to camera here. He's off screen, finishing up his food. You have anything to say for yourself, sir?
Busy man.
He's a busy man. That he is. Just got to give him a little bit of a hard time, but honestly, he's an extremely busy man. So, he's doing what he's doing. All right. But as he's getting it together, we are going to be some topics we're going to be covering today. We will be talking about some trailers that have just released, some a little bit older, some have just released. They actually have a Madden trailer that has come out, not the game, but actual movie with Nicolas Cage. That man's range knows no bounds. Nick Cage can play it. And that's the main reason why I pulled the trailer to talk about Nick Cage. This man. We're going to also be talking about...
Who's more method, Nick Cage or Christian Bale?
I would say Christian Bale's more method.
One's got to go. Their whole body of work.
This might be a slight... I don't think it's that hard.
Really?
Oh, wait a second. Yes, it is. I was just about to say Christian Bale.
No, time out. Let's pull it up. Pull up the. Let's pull up Google.
Pull up Google?
We got to look at their body of work. We're going to miss some stuff. There's some stuff we're not thinking about for both of them.
How do I search Nick Cage?
Nicolas Cage filmography.
Nick Cage film.
They'll probably take us to IMDb or Wikipedia.
Filmography, and then do the same thing for Christian Bale.
Yep.
But you know what? I have a few movies that just popped in my head. I was like, cause I was about to honestly say Christian Bale for real. But I have to take a pause now.
Think about this.
Because I just thought about some things that he has done. I'm like, wait a minute. Now, does the movies go with them? That's the question.
No, yes, exactly. That's the point.
Dang.
So you want to share the screen?
Oh, yeah.
So
Let's go to...
All right, can y'all see? Let me pull the screen up. All right, so we're about to... This off-rip, random discussion. Nick Cage or Christian Bale?
Who has to go?
Who has to go and their body work. So you can't get the movie back with a different actor.
Oh, Lord.
It's just the whole movie goes with it.
That is
right.
wild.
I assume we're up. I can't tell. Let us know if you can see the screen because we put up the movies and stuff. Let us know if you can see it.
All right.
Go to OBS real quick.
Why is that stuttering?
Well, no, we're good.
Oh, you see it? Okay.
It was stuttering. I don't know.
Is it okay now?
Let us know, chat, what the deal is. Obviously, this is day 2 of us trying this. Yeah, we are going to talk about Stranger Things. We are going to talk about Stranger Things.
She wants to burn.
Just hang tight. Just let us know that everything's working and we're not skipping too much. You can hear us. All right, so you can see the screen. So real quick, off rip, Nick Cage versus Christian Bale. This is Nick Cage filmography. So you'd be like, okay, we can lose Ghost Rider. But National Treasure is a National Treasure.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
No, for real.
National Treasure went hard.
That
National Treasure carried early 2000s. I'm not.
Gone in 60 Seconds for me is like,
yes.
my gosh.
Yes.
Then you have The Rock.
Even go back up. Even Face Off.
Face
we'll
Off,
talk about that much, but Face Off, I could barely remember what it was about, but I remember it being iconic when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, I give you
Probably
that
shouldn't
one.
have watched it as a kid, but still.
We watched a lot.
Knowing
of
was
stuff.
a weird movie. The Rock,
for sure.
Come
on. Dang.
That would be difficult to lose.
There's one more I'm thinking about. National Treasure.
Let's see,
I know there's something.
There were 2 National Treasures, but the first one was the main one.
Oh, he played. Wait, didn't he play? No, never mind. We already saw that.
Yeah. Who else we got?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, these are all like still good.
The problem, I will say this. The problem is a lot of movies that I still know here that I know are iconic, but I didn't watch myself. But I know if like somebody else was sitting here, they'd be like, "Oh, we can't lose that."
Yeah,
but it's just movies that I weren't in.
I mean, so a lot Left Behind. We'll see. Wait.
There was a new Left Behind. You never saw. I saw
okay,
it.
Okay.
It was bad, but it was. He was in that because Nick Cage was doing.
We do have some. I mean, yeah, we got some. I mean, I know this one's iconic.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of stuff.
Go to Christian Bale.
So I think I would say this is my thing for him. It's going to be probably a volume of just like
he has done a lot of
things. Christian Bale, though, my goodness. And this is why I was about to say, Nick Cage.
All right, we got all the Batman movies. I actually did see The Machinist. That was good.
American Psycho.
Dang, Ford versus Ferrari. The problem is Christian Bale's still putting out bangers.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, you got to kind of go back.
Yeah, but it turns.
I forgot he was in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Wait, who was he in that?
He was Gore. I know you dropped off the MCU as well as I, but everyone says he was the only good part about that movie.
Wow, I gotta watch
He
it.
was
I know
acting
he was
too
in
well for that movie.
The Big Short. Okay, yeah,
Big,
he
oh
was.
my gosh, yeah.
All right, I haven't seen it yet. But you know what else came in my mind?
What?
Prestige.
Prestige, yeah.
Where is it at? Oh, I didn't see it right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
Prestige, for sure.
Yeah, because I was gonna say
I meant to watch The Pale Blood Blue Eye. I didn't watch it yet.
he was in Pocahontas.
American Hustle. He was good in American Hustle. What was he doing in Pocahontas?
He probably was
He
John
was
Smith.
Yeah,
he was probably John Smith.
It's funny. I never heard him say that. Equilibrium. It's kind of. I won't say it's underrated. I think a lot of people do like it, but it didn't. I don't think it like rocked anything. when it
Oh
came out.
man.
I still want to see Rain of Fire.
House Moving Castle.
He did do House Moving Castle.
At this point, it's hitting anime too.
Okay, this has got to be wrong. There's no way he was in Shaft in 2000.
He's been.
There's
everything.
no way.
He was in Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator Salvation, which wasn't great, but
Look at this. He's in Madden. Apparently. What the heck?
I got to see
Who
if
is
that's
he in
correct.
Madden?
I got to see if that's correct. Al Davis. Okay. I got to see
He's
it. Now I
playing
definitely
Al
want to see this.
Davis?
I definitely want to see this movie.
Okay.
Now.
All right. Well.
So now we realize that we've hit a paradox because if we take both of them, we take the
I
movie
know.
they've been in together.
All right. So that's crazy though. Nick Cage to me is just like he's had such a long career.
Here's my problem.
And there's another movie that's up here I'm forgetting about that I know is a big one that's not up, that I don't see up here. And I can't remember what it's called. He plays like a police officer in it.
Bad Lieutenant. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about. If that's what you're thinking about.
I'm not sure if that's the one or not. I can't remember.
Well, I'll say this.
That's wild.
As much as I think off of quality of work, I have to go with Christian Bale.
Yeah,
but
for
we also
sure.
know that part of the charm of Nicolas Cage is that
He can just do anything.
he does random movies. That's just
Yeah,
part of the
yeah.
charm of who he is. So that's something else. Damn.
That's not him. Okay, all right. Well, in that case,
We're done. But yeah.
I guess that was not as hard as I thought it was. Okay, I guess that was not as hard as I thought it was.
I would just feel bad if I did say Nicolas Cage stuff got to go.
Yeah,
I would feel bad about.
I would
that.
feel bad, but I
Rosie
think
Girl says Christian Bale is the GOAT.
Christian Bale's the GOAT. Yeah,
He is.
I mean,
no,
yeah,
he's
fair
good.
enough.
Like American Hustle but we just saw it, the Big Short. My God, he was amazing in that movie.
No, I was over here thinking I was about to have this goated hot take, but I'm like, wait a second, no.
But I just feel, I wouldn't feel right though if I did say Nicolas Cage stuff got to go.
What the heck?
Because it's like cinema, like the entire timeline would change. Cinema would change if there was no
would.
Christian Bale.
I mean, fair
on
point.
Nicolas Cage, it would be weird.
Fair point for both, but yeah. All right, so
Do you want to hop into Stranger Things? I think that's what the chat.
well,
wants.
I was going to kind of save that.
To make 'em
first,
say, I agree
we
with
have some.
y'all wait. Make y'all
Well,
wait.
we do have some breaking news to cover first.
Okay.
On our segment breaking. So one of the things that looks super bright over there. What the heck? Why does it look like that? That's so weird.
Okay.
I'm tempted to make a camera change. Real
Don't
quick,
do it.
But
Don't do it.
it's not that bad.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Okay. So we talked a lot about Netflix. The Netflix's acquisition of Warner Brothers.
That's still in motion.
So one thing I found today, I wanted to see what your thoughts were. Apparently, they kind of put out something about their theatrical release strategy.
Well, yeah, because that was the biggest criticism early on.
So I found an article. I think it was released today, or maybe a day ago, from Netflix, from IGN
that was
actually today. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. So basically, what this article is talking about is that Netflix reportedly wants to keep movies in theaters for just 17 days after it buys Warner Brothers. So you might think, okay, so if you're not really thinking about it, it might sound like, okay, well, they are putting movies in theaters. 17 days is an insanely small window.
It is.
Here's the other thing people don't talk about that also my mind goes to, and I think that in this article that they quote James Cameron. I guarantee you, part of this is probably not also not a nationwide release, a national release, or global. Sure. It's probably select theaters.
That's what they do. That's how they do anyway.
Yeah. So, because you're right, they are doing that.
Stuff.
Exactly. And actually, that's a good point because in this, I think James Cameron said something about it. But yeah, so we got here.
Let me see. In a report from Deadline on the Stranger Things about maybe 25 minutes, because yeah, they did do the Stranger Things finale in theaters. As they did on Netflix.
Oops.
And then the Bombshell. So proposal of 17-day window. Stream on a theatrical basis. It needs to be held at around 45 days. I didn't realize it was that low already. But I mean, here's where we got to be honest about. a lot of studios have been shortening the windows for a while. Like stuff ends up on streaming very quickly these days. Netflix
Depending
is
on
the
who
only
you
one.
are as a filmmaker.
Well, I think that and how well it's doing in theaters.
Yeah.
You can keep making money, they want to leave it in theaters longer. But if
Yeah.
it's like it didn't blow off the doors, blow off the hinges, then they're going to
But
immediately
you
throw it in
know,
streaming.
because back in the day, it'd be like straight to DVD.
Exactly. It would be
So,
a DVD release. Like,
in fairness, that's like the streaming is like
Yeah.
the new DVD type of way. But you have James Cameron movies, they're going to stay in the theaters.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise movies, especially
Yeah.
if it's Top Gun or Mission Impossible, they're going to stay in the movies.
or this is not going to
Christopher
work with Warner
Nolan.
Brothers ever.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. So yes, that is a big part of that. So I'm curious to see how that things are going to play out
So
with that.
I mean, look. As much as I was not a fan of the new
Superman movies. That's crazy.
I know James Gunn wouldn't be happy about that.
Nah, you know,
I know
I
nobody
mean-
would be happy about that because you would be really
Andy
just
Serkis. Yeah, we
ruining
got James Gunn, Andy Serkis, Matt Reeves.
Yeah, how would they react to their work having
Or-
less than 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would not want. I'm telling you, Hollywood does not want this deal to go through. I know everybody keeps saying it's already done yet. It's not a done deal. It's not yet
Yeah.
because this is the rare case where Hollywood and Donald Trump be on the same side.
Yeah, probably.
This would be the rare case where everybody would be on the same side. And I know they hate it over there in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They're on the same side as Donald Trump. But at this point, they're going to be like, "This is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend."
Exactly.
Like,
I mean,
you know,
people don't play about their money for one thing.
exactly.
You can have all the differences in beliefs you want. You're not gonna, people
Yeah,
don't play
people
about their
play
money. But yeah, it's tough. So yes, it's going to be an interesting thing because this thing I'm talking about with Congress and like the legal ramifications of this.
Because here's the thing, we gotta. It's going to be legal
Antitrust
ramifications
laws,
either way.
yeah.
Antitrust would come up in either scenario. It's just worse for Netflix because it would just change the landscape so much.
Yeah.
There's less competition on the theater side. Yeah, that HBO Max dude did sue Netflix.
That's funny.
It's funny. How are you the person that has Max but doesn't have Netflix? Usually it's I got Netflix, but I got HBO Max. But you're the one
So
dude.
that's what it was. He doesn't have
he has
it?
HBO Max, but he doesn't want to have to get Netflix. So I'm like, how are you the one dude in the world who has
That's
Max but
hilarious.
does not have Netflix? Like, it's
Well,
usually the other way around.
I will say there's a certain small percentage of people, and if I wasn't into pop culture like I am,
Yeah.
there's a world that exists that
Yeah.
I very easily could be the most pretentious movie snob you've ever seen, where I would only watch cult favorite films. I would watch foreign films only, very, very art house, very highbrow. I'd just be the most annoying, pretentious film snob person ever. So HBO has more of those films. So
Yeah.
you know,
Real quick for the chat. Shout out to chat. We got Life is Casey. It's Michaela Barnes, Rosie Girl, User, and then some other stuff. Everybody's talking about Stranger Things. We are going to get to Stranger Things soon.
Nobody wants to talk
We're just
about
covering a
this.
couple of the business first. But I will say this to everyone in the chat. There will come a time when we'll say support us, and by doing super chats, since we're not monetized yet, we can't do that. So the best thing you can do to support us is keep watching us.
Yeah.
Because that gets our watch time up so we can get monetized. Also like and share and all that stuff. So if you're, listening to us, even if not look at the screen, leave your phone on watching us because that helps us that's the best way you can help us right now until we can get monetized.
For sure.
But yeah, so what else is saying?
So Ryan Johnson.
You work with Netflix though. What you complaining about?
Well, that's the thing, though.
Uh-huh.
But even him, who has had a good relationship with them with the previous Knives Out films, was not happy about the shortness of this release window.
James Cameron said it'll be a disaster. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there are certain people who will speak and will hold a pulse. So basically, James Cameron, Christopher Nolan, Spielberg. I just said his name, the actor, Tom Cruise. There's certain people who I think will be able to have influence on that.
Since Netflix actually does care about the Oscars need to change their rules for how long you be in theaters
to force them.
Yes. Now that would hurt. I was about to say also for how many, because Cameron says it right here. They should put a movie out if Netflix wants to compete. Put it out for meaningful release in 2,000 theaters for a month.
Yeah.
So I don't think the time frame is bad for indie films, but the number of theaters could hurt indie films if they made that, if they expanded that, if the Oscars did that.
Oh, the requirement.
Yeah, because they could do it just to spite Netflix and force them to do differently. But you also hurt indie filmmakers who just have like film festival
I can see
releases and
that.
things like
Unless
that.
you make a provision for indie filmmakers.
Which they could. They could just purposefully carve out
like
a
smaller
certain
budget. Do it by
well, just
budget.
like specifically say this is exactly the parameters for the qualify for Oscars, and know for a fact that this is coming at Netflix.
Yeah. Like
Netflix
studios of certain
cares,
sizes.
and then they'll do differently.
There probably would be a way to get.
I think
that.
it'd be easier just to block the deal from happening and let them know. I think that's easier.
Well, yeah, this is like they really want it, but yeah. So I just thought that was interesting that release window and everything.
Yeah.
So all right, you have anything else you want to talk about on that?
No, I think we're good. I mean, things got to play out. I'm still of the camp that Netflix is not going to pull this through, but we'll have to wait and see and let that play out now that we are in the big 2026.
All right. Let's go ahead and hop over to our next point of business here. Let's see. We just how about that? Okay, so we want to do some trailer reactions?
Let's do some trailer reactions. Let's make everybody wait.
So we just talked about Nick Cage.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and see Nick Cage as John Madden.
All right. So anybody doesn't know, gamers know Madden because we play Madden games. But I mean, sports.
I'm about to say it's funny that you said it, but I
don't know how many sports people are watching Barnesboro. We haven't talked a lot about sports yet. Once we start talking about sports, we'll get that audio. We have no idea what this is going to do to the audio and feedback just because of the fact we don't have headphones today.
I gotta turn this
we have some issues. I see like 3 headphone cases over here.
I couldn't get any of them to work. I don't know what's going on.
So we don't know what's going to happen. So.
All right, let me go ahead and put this in here. So maybe we could watch first and then talk about it. Well, I don't know. We'll fill it out.
If it starts like breaking things and breaking ears, guys, just let us know and we'll stop it. But we're going to take a risk and see what happens.
All right, here we go.
There's only one John Madden. They didn't make another one. There's only one John Madden.
That's him.
They didn't make another one. He is one of a kind. Football wouldn't be football without him.
Oh my gosh.
They have no idea where we are, where we're coming from, or who we're throwing to. Very interesting.
What the heck?
I did go play like a comedy. Well, I mean, it can have comedic, like that movie, Air.
Air.
Did you see that one? It came out on Amazon, I think. The one about the creation of the Jordans.
Oh yes. And
it had Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, all that stuff. That was good. It was comedic elements to it, but it wasn't like a comedy. But that quick scene of him, like, I don't like. Are they going to make it like silly? Or is it going to be like, no, this is legitimate? Like, normal, it's just funny because Nicolas Cage and, Christian Bale is going to be, because Christian Bale actually is funny.
Yeah, So it probably will be more like a dark comedy, but not like dark, like it's like super like sad, serious stuff, but like just more like a not over. It's not slapstick comedy, but I do see that it could be more of like a comical film. Like probably like a lot of big personality. Yeah. Like this is one of those like this isn't necessarily like art house or like Oscar bait film, but it's gonna be like a bigger, punchier type of film.
No, and I agree. We need to turn up the audio. I think on the Life is Casey. You saying turn up the audio on the trailer? Because we're about to run another trailer, so now would be the time to do that.
All right, so let me see. That would be
on the PIP here. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can stand and go up anyway. So we're gonna turn the audio up on the trailer. Hopefully, it'll.
All right. Well, should I just go full on?
I don't know.
I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. I always feel like it's too loud, but it's just me being cautious.
Yeah, because we can't monitor both at the same time because we need 2 monitor setups. That's what you need.
I was gonna have one actually because my iPad, but it.
Okay. All right, we're turning the audio up, and hopefully it ain't gonna be blasted too much.
We need a intern.
Are you on
a podcast monitor?
Oh, we were already on PIP.
Whoops.
All right, well, we're on PIP. All right, let's do it. Picture. Let's go for it.
I didn't have anything too sensitive up there. Let me turn this up too. That might help it.
Yeah. I guess just powers for a second.
I'm gonna need you to sign this to confirm you don't have superpowers.
Yeah. I need to be in this movie. I was born to play this character.
Acting is the sum of everything you've experienced. The joy, sadness, loss, heartbreak.
That's how the first trailer was played. This is the first time we've seen anything like
serious.
Especially with the
Department of Damage Control considers Simon Williams an extraordinary threat.
That dude was.
What?
Are you gonna use super speed or what?
I'm gonna use my car, Trevor.
Does that mean you do or do not have super speed?
Let's go!
more stuff, I mean, we can't do anything serious. To turn PIP off.
But that's the thing that got me kind of interested. 'Cause I was like, okay, what is this y'all trying to do here? Because I saw that kid. So yeah, he played what's his
Mandarin.
name? Mandarin.
Fake Mandarin.
So I was like, okay, and then it was seemed like it was in universe. I was like, okay, so this is in universe.
Yeah,
so obviously they made a reference to that. So I mean, Iron Man and everybody in the Avengers exists, and then they want this guy to be like not having superpowers.
Yep.
He shouldn't be an actor, is what I was
So
picking up from that.
he's an actor. So Wonderman is like, I guess we had to watch it though, but it seems like Wonderman is a fictional character. I don't know if it's just movies or TV or maybe it's comic books within the universe of the MCU. And he's playing a role, but he also does have powers.
Okay.
Now, in the comics, Wonderman is just a superhero, pretty powerful one actually, like pretty stupidly powerful. So he's a bit. Wonderman is a powerful enough character that he could be like on the Avengers in the MCU. I'm pretty sure
What the
he
heck?
has been on multiple teams in the comics, but he could definitely be on the Avengers MCU. He's a powerful enough character to do that, but they just have him in a TV show. Will that lead to something else? I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
The first trailers made it seem like it was very confusing as to what route they're going with it. So are they doing this trailer so people will be more interested, or are they doing this trailer because they're just saying, okay, we're ready to reveal more about what's going on? Because I really don't know what the interest is amongst people. I mean, this was the most interesting trailer I've seen so far, but I don't know how the people who are still fans of the MCU are feeling about this. As someone who's not a current fan of the MCU, I don't hate the MCU, but I can't say I'm a fan anymore because I'm missing movies now. There's stuff I'm just not watching.
Right, but no, I mean, it did seem interesting to me. As someone who doesn't even know anything about about that character at all, the concept seemed interesting. I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where people are like, "This isn't true to comics, how it should be." But if you're saying that the character is an actor in the comics, it seems like they pull that's probably going to still be fine, and then bring Ben Kingsley's character in.
Yeah.
Also, kind of like shows reusing characters. So I like that when you don't just discard stuff.
Exactly.
So it shows we put some thought into this. Somebody had the idea and figured out how to revive that character.
And here's the thing.
So it's interesting to me.
Having smaller projects, just kind of weird, fun ideas, is what we should want. I think it's just the MCU lately has even fumbled with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That it's like, do you have the trust factor anymore? Do we want you wait? Especially when we know how expensive, and I know you want to talk about this, how expensive these shows are. When we've seen the budgets for this stuff, it's like, why are you spending so much money on these throwaway concepts that you're not going to do anything with? All right, so before we get into that conversation, let me hit chat. User, again, I don't know how to say the rest of your username, said that season 4 is your favorite season of Stranger Things. We're going to talk about Stranger Things pretty soon.
I feel that.
They did ask, have we watched Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves? Way better than it has any right to be. Everything I've heard about that movie is exactly what you're saying. That it's one of those things where it should have failed, but it didn't. It was actually really
That's
good.
the one that has, what's her name?
Chris Pine.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I've seen it
I
on
haven't
Amazon
seen it.
Prime. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. I do need to go ahead and watch that. I have heard, again, it's one of those weird situations where like, oh, this was actually really good.
It's like one of the movies where it's like, it's fun. Cause I think it's like maybe not like the greatest artistic thing ever,
but that's what I'm hearing.
but it's like a fun movie.
Yeah, but I'm thinking also it is quality though. It's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
It's what I'm hearing, and it's like people say it actually feels like because like same thing of like making a Barbie movie or a Tetris movie. Like how are you gonna make something off of a game?
Right.
But people said it's like it felt like people who play Dungeons and Dragons. It felt like one of their scenarios, one of their games.
That's cool.
Like it was as chaotic and as fun and as all over the place like that. So I was like, okay, I can respect that if you did that right. Let's see. Michaela says she can be a part of the sports conversations. I'm here for it. Interestingly enough, Michaela, you probably do better than me. Honestly, you probably do better than me on the sports thing. Let's see. We got Mark Drone in here saying, that's going to be a good one. Probably talking about the Madden trailer or maybe Wonderman. I don't know. User asks, have we seen Nope or Get Out?
Yes, I've seen both of them. I don't know if you've seen them both.
No. Yeah. I've seen both.
Yeah,
I've seen
we
both.
have
Both
seen
good movies.
both.
Jordan Bell so far, I don't think he's had anything that I felt like was bad.
I didn't see what's it
Did
called?
you see Us?
I didn't see Us.
Oh,
but
Us is good.
I've heard people like that.
Yeah.
I didn't see him yet. That just came out.
Yeah, but he didn't direct that.
Oh,
one.
I just assumed
he
he did.
produced it.
Oh,
But what I saw, I was like, this looks like it'd be interesting.
Yeah, no, he's to be able to come in and not make bad films.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't. Nope was cool. I wasn't like super high on Nope, but I didn't think it was bad at all. It just did some stuff I thought was kind of odd. But I would say Get Out I preferred better.
Nope was harder to track, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Watching it, which isn't necessarily in itself a bad thing, but that's
not a bad thing. I wouldn't definitely not saying it was bad. It just was like a weirder one for me. But I still think it was a good movie. You know.
Do you have a Letterboxd?
I don't know what you mean by it.
I've heard of that. Letterboxd. It's a thing.
Oh, it's a social media platform?
I don't know if it's a social media platform exactly.
Oh, man. See, the funny thing is when they said letterbox,
Oh, it is a social platform.
I automatically thought you meant like filmmaking terminology and being like, oh, letterbox 4x3 where it's a box.
No. It's like a social platform for sharing your taste in film. So like for the snooty film people.
Maybe we should get one
We
of
should do
those.
that. We should definitely do that. I wonder if you could like post your videos and stuff up there.
Post
Tell us more
videos.
about Letterboxd. I'll be very curious because maybe we can invade that platform with our opinions.
We probably need to make a Discord too at some point.
Oh, we do need to make a Discord. Actually, 100%. Especially when we get channel memberships and things like that, because that can be something where people can get on that. All right. So, but again, we got to get monetized. So again, like the stream, share it on social media platforms. Say, hey, these guys are going to talk about Stranger Things, which everyone else is already doing. So
I was about to say, I thought we were a little late on the conversation, but
Michaela says you have it, Denzel. Apparently, you do have a Letterboxd.
I do. Oh, I know what she's talking. Okay, now I do remember it. Because when she said her sister told me that, was telling us about it, and now I remember what it is.
Is this the Thor one?
This is Thor.
Okay, yes.
All right, so I'm gonna let you carry most of this. I'm gonna give a few thoughts.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you carry most of this one.
Let's do this.
Oops, hold on. I keep forgetting to
Picture in picture. There we go.
Father, all my life, I have answered every call. To honor, duty, to war.
He been dead. Thor 2.
But now fate
Ragnarok. Oh yeah,
has given me something I never sought.
That's how rusty I am with this stuff.
Make use of Love and Thunder.
So yeah, I didn't watch that.
A child,
Okay, that makes more sense.
a life untouched by the storm.
Is his character?
Learn to be the strength of the old fathers. So that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Father, heed my words.
All right, so here's the thing. I really don't care about Avengers Doomsday.
Okay.
But every trailer release gets me a little closer. Captain America trailer didn't care. Thor, just because I felt like we were getting off track with Thor. Infinity War Thor was the best Thor.
Okay.
Okay, it had a comedic elements, but also just the epic nature of this is how Thor should be. You got to back up there.
I'll
Okay?
put it back.
So this seems to be almost he looks exactly how he looked in Infinity War, in my opinion, in that shot. So it seems like the Russo brothers like, let's just go back to where we left off.
Okay.
And put him back there.
So
and
wait,
let's forget.
pause. Infinity War timeline. I need.
So Infinity War is where they lost, where he should have went for the head.
Okay,
And he
okay,
was
okay.
fat in Endgame.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
originally, for a lot of people should know this already, but the Russo brothers were attending before the final battle for him to get Diesel again. Mm-hmm. It was Chris Hemsworth that said, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that to your character. Let him remain fat, overweight the entire way through.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, the way he looks right there is the Russo brothers' vision of Thor.
Okay.
So they had the whole comedic thing of him being overweight, but they were planning on cleaning that up at the end.
Yeah.
It's only because of Chris Hemsworth that they didn't. So we're getting at Thor back. Love and Thunder was like Waititi going like full bore, I guess, himself or whatever.
Okay.
And Love and Thunder was just not a good movie.
Okay.
Christian Bale's the best part of that movie.
Okay.
But
I didn't see that one.
It was
so-
way too goofy.
Okay.
And it just didn't take Thor's character seriously. it
So
felt like.
even so, like I remember Thor Ragnarok went more like comical. and
Yes,
stuff,
but
they
Ragnarok was like that perfect balance before it went too far.
okay.
If Love and Thunder had been Ragnarok, it would have been fine. Ragnarok was like the best Thor movie at the time when it came out.
Yeah.
And then Infinity War, they kept some of those comedic elements, but still made it was like the perfect
bridge.
But then Love and Thunder just went too far.
Okay.
So it
okay.
seems like they're getting us back to Infinity War, which I
Gotcha.
think is perfect. So, and really, they can just kill all the comedy at this point. We had enough of it for Chris Hemsworth. We're good. But so he's got his adopted daughter now from the events of Love and Thunder. So that's really the only thing that's important about that movie is that he ended up with her. And I was saying it reminds me of The Last Kingdom. There's a show I used to watch with Casey on Netflix. It's over now, but it goes back to like the Anglo-Saxon Viking days or whatever like that. And it was his whole monologue sounded like the monologue of Utrecht. Bebenberg. Did I get that right, Casey? Uhtred, Uhtred, son of Uhtred. Bebenberg. Destiny is all. But anyway, it's a good show. It's a very good show.
Okay.
But he gave me those vibes.
All right.
Because he was always fighting and trying to like have peace, and he had kids and stuff like that, and all this terrible
Is it
stuff
like a
happened in his life.
Nordic show?
Yes, like
Okay.
that kind of. I'm assuming I'm right about that. Well, it's like Anglo-Saxon because he was from the. Which tribe was he from? Was he from? I might be wrong on it being Viking, but it gives you those vibes. But then he got raised by the other side, and so he was always fighting for like King Alfred and them. He was fighting for the Christians against the pagans, even though he himself was pagan. But he was raised by. I think I'm getting it right. I didn't watch it from the beginning. Casey did. I just pulled in later. But it was a really good show. Set in that time frame and everything. But it was always like he was always trying to get to peace. Yeah, it was Norse because he the whole thing was going to Valhalla if you die. So anyway, so yes, so Thor, calling upon Odin, who should be dead now, unless I guess he could be in Valhalla.
I mean, I would assume so, unless they did something.
Yeah, because at the end of Love and Thunder, Jane died and went to Valhalla.
Oh dang!
And saw what's his name there, Heimdall. Because he had died in Infinity War. So, they're all, I guess, kind of like... It was weird with the guys. Like, how does that even work? But anyway.
It's kind of
I guess he could be praying to Odin. So, anyway, I just feel like it just setting up Thor to die, though. He has something to die for, his daughter. So, I think it could be good. Let's see. We got some chat here. We got Trey Foster. What's up, man? He said, wow, dope to y'all. Back at it again. He said, wait, hold up, old Thor. Yeah, Casey said, thumbs down for Love and Thunder. Let's see. She said, yeah, that does remind her of Last Kingdom. Trey says, love when Thor is in his bag and gets to feel invested in his own mythos. It's what really differentiates him. And, that's a good point. We never really, I felt, not the word to say milked, but like milked the whole Norse god mythology. Like even with Ragnarok, it wasn't even the accurate rendition of what Ragnarok really was. It was kind of just, the movie's called Ragnarok in name only. So, it was, so I do feel like, we kind of missed that, and it's probably too late for that now. But we are skipping a little bit.
Let's check. Let me check the.
Let's check the stream and make
stream here. See what's going on. Why in the world do we drop all these?
Yeah,
frames?
We dropped about 4%, 5% of frames.
Let me make sure that I'm connected to the Ethernet, which I should.
Well, I don't know if it's Oh, well, no, it looks like you're on Wi-Fi.
Hold on, let me go to my network settings here.
Ethernet is connected.
Yeah,
but it. Go back up to your Wi-Fi signal. It still feels like it's coming off of Wi-Fi though. Like, could you turn your Wi-Fi off and we'd be okay? I'm telling you to do that.
I don't know. I mean, I have the Ethernet connected. I never tried that. I mean, I guess I could
actually
do
using
it.
your Ethernet. I wouldn't do it now. We're in here now, but I'm saying maybe
because the
next
stream
time.
wouldn't stop, would it?
If it's not connected to Ethernet or if something went wrong, it could stop. Or it'll drop it. So I wouldn't mess with it. But I'm just saying maybe next time turn off your Wi-Fi so that it's only 100% using Ethernet.
Got you. Okay.
But we're gonna have to roll with it. We are doing a lot of jumping around, but maybe it's a processing.
Let's see, drop frames.
You're doing. But no, that is a Wi-Fi thing or internet thing.
Okay. Well, the next thing we have on the docket here is to talk about Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things. Yeah, we are.
Should I pull up some images, or you just want to go full screen? I can have the trailer running in the background or something.
Do we need the trailer?
No, I'm just saying if you want to have that going as we talk, I can.
No, let's just talk, just in case that in any way helps not jumping around doing other stuff.
Okay.
We are skipping right now. Boo.
Even though it says our connection is excellent.
It does say it's excellent, but we're still seeing the drop frames in OBS. So YouTube is saying we're excellent, but OBS is saying otherwise.
Yeah, so odd.
I don't want to get deep to this conversation until we know we're straight. I mean, I don't know what to do.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's really OBS.
Okay.
All right, it is what it is. Okay, well, we're going to have to proceed, and hopefully audio is good enough that, you guys can stomach it.
All right, let's go ahead and hop into, so I literally just finished it last night. Me and Michaela just finished it last night. When I was on about episode 3, I told her I was about at a 2.5. I was at about 2.5. The thing that brought me back to being like, all right, we cool, we in here, was when are we going spoilers? We go with spoilers?
Yeah, if you're on the stream, you probably want spoilers. So this is spoiler. If you're not finished watching season 5, now's your time to tune off.
Okay, she says she can hear it.
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Wait, why is it showing that?
Oh no, it's always behind. Look how far back it is.
Oh wow, it's way far.
Well, you actually
back.
probably yeah. Well, you probably pull it up, but
That's way far back. What in the world?
I just want to be on OBS, but
Okay,
yeah, we're good.
cool. All right, so what was that? Okay, so yeah, you have your spoiler warning right now. So I'll
Yes.
give you a few seconds to
Get off the
click
stream.
off the stream because we are going into heavy spoilers. All right, here we go. When Will tapped into his
Yes.
sorcerer, no, he can't say he's
No,
a
they said
mage.
they said he is a sorcerer, not
He's
a
a
wizard.
sorcerer. So his sorcerer ability, that I said, let's go.
Finally.
The way they cut it, like everything was like, I was like, oh my gosh, because it was like literally like, yeah, well, you guys are pretty much done at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't really, because I think I had a thought of like, we were talking about it before. I was like, I really wish that Will could just be okay. I was like, even like, I'm
You've
not
been going through it since episode 1.
well, no, not even that. I mean, yes, but the thing was, I'm not saying that it isn't traumatic what he's dealing with.
Yeah.
But I wish it could be a dang man, I got caught in that trance again. But look, this is what I saw.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it
yeah,
could be
I
like,
got you.
oh,
Like,
like this is hard.
useful.
Yeah, this is physically difficult on me. No one was trying to say this tough it out. It's physically hard. But every time he would go, it's like I am in a cold sweat. I am like I can't even talk
I feel
right.
you.
I was like, can he just get to a point where it hurts really bad, and we know it hurts really bad?
Could 11 get to a point where she stops nose bleeding and being like,
Well, yeah, I guess that's impossible to stop.
spent the whole season standing like this?
I know it's just that and her walk, that dang walk, that dang walk. I bet. Look, I feel out of everybody, Millie Bobby Brown is probably the most glad the show was over. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
she
know if
was
I
dying.
have any proof of that, but I just feel like every time I feel like she just had to go through the most with this character. She's like, I'm just glad it's done. But yeah, so she said Will was abused. Will was abused. I'm not even trying to say that he wasn't. He
Let's,
did-
well, I'll talk about that in a second, but continue.
But so yeah, so that was dope because my whole thing and as I'm watching in my storyteller brain, as I'm watching, I'm like, dang, it'd be so cool because in the beginning, Joyce, my boy, Joyce has got to be like protect. Well, she has him like me and Michaela said this is so messed up because she said, "Hey Jonathan, can you do it?" I said, "Dang," she said, "Bump Jonathan. I don't care about that son.
Exactly.
I only care about this son."
Yep.
I said, "Golly." But anyways, to say like I was like, I wish it could be, he would have this fortitude to say, look, I went through this. I don't want any other kid to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
He eventually got to that point. So I'm just saying, but in the beginning episodes I was watching, I was like, it'd be so cool to see him be able to get to this moment because we've watched him the whole season just be in the background,
Yeah.
be the one everyone has to look out for. So it would be cool to see some character development in him in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me was the best part of the show, my favorite part of the show, and that's probably about it.
All right, I'm gonna put my thoughts on that moment. I can't let it go. I want to take the risk. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi. See what happens.
All right, so we're gonna go for it. You said details.
Where were we just at?
What was my settings? Oh. Did it come back?
Are we there?
Is it back? Let's check here.
Are we there, chat?
I'll be back. Where's my OBS?
Right there, the right side.
Gosh darn it.
Are we back in there?
No.
No, we might be
actually,
there.
I think we might.
Did we
be
fix
back.
it?
Drop frames. All right.
Ah,
I
look,
think
that's
it's
high.
back. 0 drop frames.
I think we took the risk.
Yeah, she said, yeah, we're back.
All right.
So we just need to give it a second. I started
Praise
the
God.
stream without my Ethernet connected, and I connected it. That was the problem. I
Oh,
thought
so
was
it
gonna
never.
override
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we turned Wi-Fi off. It took a minute. Ethernet came back, so we're still here. Okay. Praise God. That was bothering me.
All
All
right,
right,
here we go.
now let me go in now. All right.
All right, so yeah, we left off with talking about Will.
Yeah, so let me say this with my whole chest. So I'm gonna lose some folks.
Oh,
I don't
Lord.
care. Let's talk about this. She said, "Well, I can see you, but I can't hear." Or she just talking about? Is our audio there? Just make sure audio's there before I start talking.
Check.
Confirm for me audio's there before I start going in this. 'Cause I'm not gonna repeat this because Michaela said she could see, but not hear. Hello. Mic check. Can you hear us? You can hear. Casey said she can hear. Michaela can't hear. I don't know what your problem is, Michaela. Skill issue. All right.
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, cool. All right, we're good. She can hear now. Good. All right. So let's talk about Will and how they handled his character. First thing, when he got his power, I was like, finally
Yeah.
doing something because they needed some help. Because 11 ain't been no help. But anyway, so they needed some help. I've been dissatisfied with where I feel like 11 has not progressed.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Now we'll talk about the final episode, but I just felt like she hadn't progressed. So I was like, you know what, Will? But I was like, how many times are we going, women, are you going to allow LGBTQ men to steal your spotlight? Because up until that episode, this was a feminist show. The women
wait.
were always putting in the work. 11.
okay.
I mean, even Max when her brother and everything going in. The moms, everybody was putting in. Even this I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember none of the characters' names.
Nancy,
but Nancy's mom.
Oh, Nancy's mom.
She put in
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
She almost died. She was in the field. She was in you earned your scars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in 1 second, with the power of gay, I have now surpassed this girl.
With the power of
I stole her whole plot line, her whole bar for bar. I stole her whole flow in one episode, and I'm now more powerful. And we just going to accept that. And I'm like, this is just as bad as when they made Bruce Jenner Woman of the Year. Like, y'all we keep saying LGBTQ men can do women better than women can do women. 11, you was fine, push it to the side.
Karen.
Will here, Karen. Will here is now staying still on the spotlight. We cool with it. I was happy with it. I was like, you know what, Will? About time. Good for you, because you've been through it. You deserve to get a win. You deserve to get something out of everything that you went through. I mean, look, 11 went through a lot in her life too, right?
No,
she went through a lot of
did.
abuse and experimentation. So for Will, for everything you went through, you should get some powers out of this. But it was just his powers were so much better than hers. He was like, I am out here affecting everybody. It don't matter what the distance is. I can see you. I can touch you. I can break your bone. I can do what Vecna was doing last season. So scary. I'm now the scariest dude in the room. And I was like, good for you, Will. But I'm like, y'all could have given this to 11, but y'all gave it to Will. And it's like, wow, here in the last season. And that was my issue with this season. There was a lot of last season changes, and I'm like, y'all could have set this stuff up way in advance. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that they could have set up way in advance, because they kept bringing in plot lines and changes, like even the twist of what the Upside Down actually was. Like there's stuff that y'all could have brought in way in advance that is piling everything. Like we're still getting reveals in the 2-hour finale.
I know.
We're getting reveals there, and it's like, bro, like this should have just been us taking care of business. Like we don't need more reveals at this point. So that was my issue. But good for Will that he got his powers. He got something out of it, because there's a whole other thing to be said about the fact that your one gay character is also the one that suffered the analog for a bunch of sexual abuse. There's something to be said for that. I don't know if that's the message you want to send out there. You know, I'm just saying it's interesting that that's the route you guys went. But hey, it is what it is.
I feel like I didn't even think about that from that standpoint.
Oh yeah, 100%.
When you said it, because I mean the show has been extremely. Has been showing like a lot of women do it. The one person that we always laugh about, I was like, my gosh, Nancy. All she does is come in and just start shooting stuff. I was like, Nancy,
that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
And then when Will at the end is asking for a gun, and she will not give that man a gun. I'm like, I understand you trying to protect your brother, but then I was like, girl, what the heck are you doing? Here's a flare gun. I'm like, she's like, I will not share my weapons with you.
I mean, look, it's like a party scenario. Like, I'm the best with these weapons. I got the most skill set. I got the level ups. You're new at this. I'm not going to give it to you. That's actually a true party scenario.
They have established, that's actually a good point, the whole party scenario thing. So they have established that. So I'll give them credit for that one. The other part of it that was, like you said, that was a little bit weird, was how at the end it felt like this entire like switch. Yeah, Vecna came in being like super like like the most dangerous. So that's why I forget who it was who commented season 4 is your favorite. I think I probably agree with. I have to think about what happened in the previous seasons, but I think I agree with you that season 4 will probably be my favorite, because it really set Vecna up. Yeah. Like whenever Vecna pops up, that like this is the big bad. I liked him as a villain just in terms of his like scariness and in terms of like his like he will mess you up type vibe.
Oh, Chris made a good point. She thinks that Nancy's like a nod to like Sarah Connor, like the strong '80s bad women, stuff like that. I could get that. I can see that. Yeah, I get that.
No, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, she could be something like that. Which I see. Which again, I'm not mad at Nancy. I'm just always laughing at the fact she just always comes and just starts shooting. Yeah.
Overall, there was a stronger ratio of strong women to men in this show. Like the moms were doing more than the dads were ever doing.
No, 100%. Yeah. But I will say this: Hop takes up about a couple different. He can take the place of several men.
He's 3 men in one.
He's 3 men by himself.
He's the top 3 men on the show.
But I do like that you have people who are like good in different ways. So I mean, so you have Elle, who is the superhero, essentially. Nancy comes in, firepower, guns blazing. Their mom, in hindsight, would have been a great asset to have. Yeah. Because she did not take her, obviously her kids were in danger, but it did not take her long to get on board. She honestly did more, okay, let me be careful how I say this. not care if I really care. I'm trying to be fair. I'm just saying, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. I feel like she came in with more impact than what's her face ever did. Will's mom. I just said her, Joyce. Like in her few moments of knowing what was going on, Joyce did stuff I know in the first couple, but I felt like Joyce from like season 4 to now has just been very much like my boy. I mean, like she just kind of, you just see her standing in a corner, just shaking and worrying. Like she just like, oh, like I'm just so worried about everything. Like, not that you can't be. I'm not saying, but I guess I'm just saying like if it seemed like Karen just came in guns blazing, like y'all messing my like. Not that she didn't, because she did do that in the first season,
but no, I mean, and I think again, it's just kind of the last season issue. And why are we're having issues again?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're skipping that bad. But we are still on drop frames. Okay. So, but anyway, but moving on because Michaela made a good point on something. She said when Jonathan was like, when they were about to shoot the energy, I'm gonna call it dark energy. Are you sure about this?
The chaotic matter.
Yeah, and then she was like, nope, and shot it anyway. Like. Shoot first, ask question later. Some problems you just need to shoot your way through. Okay. But yeah, let's talk about the upside down, the exotic matter. As a science fiction person, I am both fantasy and science fiction enthusiast.
Yeah,
probably science fiction a little more. I have no interest in horror, so it's interesting that I enjoy Stranger Things, but it was pretty clear that Stranger Things underneath the horror element was scientific. Mm-hmm. And so
scoot your trip a little bit because you're slightly out of focus.
Okay. Shallow depth of field.
There you go.
So it's interesting that they decided to go full science fiction at the end here.
Okay.
And that is, I mean, look, everything was scientific, right? Even though Vecna always look a horror villain, and it's like, okay, he's really just a dude who got thrown through and jacked up. Like he's not really a monster. But I will say this season did answer questions. I always wonder where exactly are the Demogorgons from. Now that we know what Vecna is, what exactly are the Demogorgons? Are they people that he corrupted? And then we got the answer for that he came from the other world, the Abyss.
That was so like washed over though.
Yes,
that was so.
The Abyss was washed over. Again, certain things should have been established from a long time ago.
Yeah,
because it was funny is right before the finale aired, I saw someone ask a question that was valid. It was like, I don't truly understand the whole Mind Flayer situation. They were like, what happened to the Mind Flayer? Everybody was like, oh, you haven't watching the show. Vecna was a Mind Flayer. That was just how he was communicating. And I'm like, yes, that is what it looked like when Vecna was first introduced. But then we get another plot twist. The Mind Flayer is a separate entity from Vecna. And Megan's in there watching it. She was asking me a question like, okay, so what's the deal with the Mind Flayer? And I'm like, well, we thought we knew what the deal with the Mind Flayer was. Now we're out to two separate entities, which I think I have a problem with that, but y'all should have made that more clear, except for the last 30 minutes of the episode.
I know. That was wild.
Like, what are we doing?
That was so wild.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, even the part where he had his dream that Vecna just could not go back to this moment. He was so scared.
Yeah.
In his memory, and then Will's trying to like empathize with him. He's like, you were just a kid. And then while it was happening, I was like, please don't do this. I said, do not turn it to where he's actually not that bad after all. I was like, I want us to ride this out. And then I'm glad that he said I could have refused any moment.
Yeah,
I chose this.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted, because I was like, if you make this big bad we've been having all this time, this boogeyman that we've been having, which has been jacking stuff up, it's been I was just manipulated.
Yeah.
I was like, that's gonna weaken this. So I'm glad that they stuck to it. And I guess in fairness, I have to give Joyce a little bit of credit, because she came in there with the axe, started hacking the mess out of it.
I have thoughts on that too.
But my problem with that, he was already dead. It's over at this point. So it didn't have the same, because you know that when they were in that edit room making that, they just thought that was the dopest thing ever. Every hit, you see these moments, and everyone just sitting there looking, and I was like, first of all, Joyce, I don't know if I want her to be the one doing it. I feel like it could have been somebody else doing it. True. And then secondly, I was like, it's not really doing anything, because he is dead. Like, he's dying. He might be looking and still breathing, but Elle did everything. So we're gonna let Joyce come in at the last final killing blow. Like, yeah, leave my family alone. It's over now. It didn't have the same impact.
Well, no, and I think the impact was fine, but it also made me wonder, what was the point of trying to even waste any time empathizing with Henry?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
because if at the end we're going to focus in on this, because that moment was actually kind of interesting, the messaging of that. And it's fine. It's not saying it's not realistic, but it was kind of like a revenge moment. Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah.
Everybody remembering all the things he did to them throughout the season.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, wow, at the end, when you're having that victorious moment, we're not having a clip show moment of all our good times. We're having a clip show moment of all our bad times and how much we're getting joy out of this man getting beheaded viscerally in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of a dark
That is actually,
messaging
when you put
right
it like that,
there.
it's kind of weird.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying they're realistic. I'm not saying they didn't earn it.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it's
yeah.
kind of dark, especially when you 5 minutes ago you were almost trying to make it seem like, and then, yeah, they did it the right way. You got to finish My Hero Academia because
Okay.
once you finish My Hero Academia, we can talk about the whole Vecna Henry thing again because kind of there's a parallel there that's kind of interesting. I feel like My Hero Academia did it better though. But anyway, so
Anime usually does everything better.
always. So it was just interesting. So I was like, like why waste time with separation of Mind Flayer and Henry and all that if in 5 minutes we're just going to say, nah, I still chose this anyway, which is fine. I think I think that's the right way to do it. I don't think the better scenario would have been to make him
Try to redeem him.
be or I was under control the whole time. I was deceived or anything like that. I don't think that's necessarily the better way to go about it, especially not going to do anything about it. But at the same time, it's like, well, why even bother making them separate entities? You could have just, like, that whole Mind Flayer creature they fought at the end could have just been what Vecna chose to manifest as the creature that he was going to invade Earth with or whatever. So it's like, I don't know.
Casey said hand me the
Hand me
axe.
the- I mean, look, it was very much
Sound good.
earned. I mean, I didn't hate the moment at all. I think it was edited together well, and it was like, yeah, you do have to think about this dude put us through some stuff. Like, no, he doesn't necessarily deserve sympathy in that regard. But again, I felt like there was no need to even go that way. Like, just let him be the big bad villain and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing added by making the Mind Flayer a separate entity. Nothing was added at all. All it did was kind of flesh out the purpose of the Abyss and what that world was. But
don't
since
know
you
what the
weren't
world
going to
was.
do anything about it, there was no point. Like, and that was my issue with the Abyss. Like, my sci-fi brain, I'm interested in this world. What's here? Is it populated? Okay, the Demogorgons came from here. Is there anybody else intelligent here? Oh yes, okay, it's a Mind Flayer. But then it's like, okay, well maybe we shouldn't have done that. Well, maybe we should not have done the Abyss in the first place. Maybe the Upside Down should have just been Upside Down because now it raises more questions. And maybe this was answered in the previous season. Forgive me, but why was the Upside Down if it's just a wormhole scenario in between world? Why did it look like Hawkins? Like, is there any need for it to look like Hawkins? How big is it? Is it just the size of Hawkins? Like, why? Well, it's underneath Hawkins. Yeah, but it's not a supernatural creation. It is specifically a wormhole.
Yeah.
So why does it look like Hawkins? And maybe it was explained before, but it kind of reminds me of Once Upon a Time, this season where they went to Hades, and Hades looked like Storybrooke.
Yeah.
And budget-wise, we understood why. They couldn't afford another set.
Put it on the same
But
set. Yeah.
it turned out the twist was Hades redesigned Hades to look like Storybrooke on behalf of Zelena, because Zelena wanted everything that Regina had, and remember they had a flashback where Hades and Zelena fell in love, and so
that was
he
a cool little-
reinvented Hades like Storybrooke because he was like, he said, 'cause I remember the episode because Once Upon a Time was in a weird place at that point. It wasn't as good, but every now and then they had those moments, and maybe it wasn't a strong moment, but it was a strong moment for me because at the end of the episode he was explaining. He was like, I did this for us. It's decay, but it's our decay. And I was like, for some reason it hit with me. And I was like, okay, you gave her own Storybrooke because Regina has Storybrooke. And in your all twisted romance, this is a sweet thing that he's done for you.
Right.
So it was an explanation for why.
So
that's how I'm thinking. It's like, so why does the Upside Down look like Hawkins? Why is there a high school in the Upside Down, the Hawkins High School, as well? Now that it's a wormhole, what is the purpose of that?
I want to say something. I feel like it has something to do. I don't know. You're right. I would have to watch.
And maybe I have to watch it over again, which I'm not going to do. Maybe and it's not that I don't. Maybe I'm sure I know there was an explanation for it before, but does it still track with?
Yeah, I don't remember
now with it being a wormhole.
It'd be faster just to look it up. I'm sure someone did a retrospective.
Yeah, but somebody leave a comment in the chat. Correct me if I'm missing something here.
Yeah,
I was kind of
do
curious about
forget
that. Why does it look like Hawkins if it's just a wormhole?
Yeah, I can't remember the specific reason of that. But yeah, I thought it was cool when another part that I thought was funny was Max when she got out, and I made a comment, and she kind of made a comment about it later. I was talking to Michaela, and I was like, "Dang, she just left that girl." She said, "All right, peace. I gotta go." I said, "Look, I can't blame you.
I gotta do what's best for me."
I gotta, like she been there for. Which I don't even know how you're gonna be in that jail for 2 years, but like
that's how long she was in there.
That's what did that was. She said, "Yeah, you've been in for 2 years," and I was like, she was in a coma for 2 years, and they didn't because Michaela made a point. She was like, she had no guardians, but like she has nobody, right? I don't think she has anybody anymore.
Brush over that stuff.
So it's like there was a lot of brush over moments.
Yeah.
Like when the crew kidnapped Derek's family.
Oh yeah, what happened to them?
They didn't never touched on it again because at one point I realized I said, "Oh, we're doing the TV movie thing where we're just gonna gloss over it," because they just stopped going to school at one point. I was realized that because I think Michaela was like, how much time has passed? It's only been like a day. I said it's been a couple of days at least because they were doing something like a night before they had to crawl. Then like the next day they went and got what's her name? Erica, what's his name?
Sister, yeah.
Lucas's little sister. Then he had a night thing when she went to the house to drug the family, and he had a whole fight. Then like another day came, and then when they got Dustin's teacher, so it was like all this stuff. I was like, they just stopped going to school.
And the fact that I didn't even notice that is probably just shows that they got away with it.
And I'm like, what the heck? Like I was on that hard, like the continuity of that. I was just like, it was messing me up. And then I was like, okay, so now doing that, and then like the cops never showing up for any because like I'm like, y'all can't just do that because you're like nobody knows what y'all know.
Yeah,
your lives gonna be jacked up after this because you did this thing. You can't explain it, but it doesn't matter because we just gloss over it.
Yeah.
The military.
Oh my gosh, Lyndall Hamilton's character was annoying.
That's who that was.
Yeah, for Terminator, Sarah Connor.
That's who that was.
Yes. That's why they cast her for the role. But y'all didn't do nothing. Like, what was the point?
I was coming hard for her. She was getting on my nerves. I feel bad now that Sarah Connor. So
they put her in a bad role because you added nothing to the story. And I saw someone say it was just supposed to be a continuation of Papa. Like, there's always going to be somebody, and that's why 11 had to leave at the end. But it's like y'all, and it was so unreasonable. Like
it was. Papa walked that line of being so annoying, but you almost couldn't stop watching him.
Yeah.
Her annoying, I was repulsed.
But it was like,
I could not almost watch the show.
Y'all the government, y'all the military, the military is always the bad guys in all these shows and movies, stuff like that. But it's like, at a certain point, y'all been in Upside Down this long. Y'all don't know what this is yet. Like, y'all don't understand what's going on, what the threat is. And that maybe, there should have been at the end a combination of efforts. Like, okay, we see what the threat is, the abyss, and what Vecna's trying to do. Because at the same time, I see the problem on that. Because when they were up there fighting the Mind Flayer body, I said to Casey, I was like, actually, the military could have took care of this. Because if y'all's bullets and flares is doing as much damage, the military could have took care of this.
But the military didn't care.
But that's the problem.
That was the other problem. They only
what,
cared about L.
That's what made zero sense. Like, if being in Upside Down, y'all should have understood there's more going on here. Y'all should have figured out this wormhole situation, figured out about the abyss. I mean, how about that? That's free real estate. Like, the government doesn't care about the fact there's a whole other planet we got access to that we could colonize, we could investigate, figure out what the Mind Flayer is. We could do some psyop stuff. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff we could do with the abyss. Forget L. The abyss is the real prize here. Yeah. And y'all just missed that.
All they cared about, because she made a comment, Sarah Connor, I'm going to keep calling her that. Sarah Connor made a comment. She was like, basically, you know what, they need to be fighting for us. We can make more of her, and they can go, she said, do all the stuff they're doing to the Soviets. That's all they cared about. They
that was
stuck in like 80s realm of, we're just going to fight this Cold War.
And I get the realisticness of that because of Cold War. But the fact that y'all brought the whole reveal of the abyss, maybe Vecna should have come in season 3. Maybe the abyss should have come in season 4. And then the military's reason for being there so hard at that level, because the military didn't really show up until, what was it? Because was it the earthquake that brought the military in? What was it that brought the military in?
You're talking about from the last season?
Yeah.
And they started in this because they quarantined them.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying that's when the military presence came into play. The
them.
Military presence should have really came into play because of the abyss. Mm-hmm. The reveal of it being a wormhole in the abyss should have been the military had figured that out, and they kind of figured that out from the military.
Yeah, okay.
And then we would have been like, the military is interested in this other world. So we don't care about the Upside Down because we know what the Upside Down really is.
Yeah.
And that's what it really should have been about, rather than Dustin just kind of figured it out. It should have been the military's after what's in the abyss.
Yeah,
you know?
It was just like to have this was very much 80s through and through, just to have the comical villains that don't make any sense. There's no proper motivations. And power friendship over it.
Because I don't think the abyss adds anything. I'm really stuck on this. I really don't think we knew Vecna wanted to destroy Hawkins, destroy the world, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. That there's going to be this war coming. We really weren't questioning
that's funny
how he was going to do it. That wasn't really a concern. We just assumed Vecna's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, okay, yeah, he's going to crash this planet or invade the planet from another planet. We didn't need that. Like, we weren't questioning how he was going to pull this off. We just assumed he has an army of Demogorgons, which was suspiciously absent during the final battle.
Oh yeah,
He got abandoned. He's told me a meme on that. He got abandoned. Let's hit the chat.
all right. Yeah, we had a couple. Let's kind of scroll up here, catch up here.
No, that was
You might
too far.
score. Oh well, hold on. She has a score. Michaela scored it. She's going to tell you on a score 4.5 out of 5 for the show.
I give it a 3 out of 5 for the season.
I'm at a 3 now. I got up from 2.5 to 3.
Okay.
Will was absurd. Casey, yeah, she has a whole baby.
Oh,
that's
in real life,
okay,
Movie
yeah,
Brown,
that is very, very, very far back. Elle should have showing up kind of power gay. That's funny. This would never happen in the actually 80s. I think she's not. Okay, I went way too far.
All right, Max and everybody was complaining about how long it took for Max to decide to walk through the portal after talking to what's her name for that.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, it seemed like they just were really trying to set up moments. And there was a lot of exposition, a lot of dialogue, and it felt so staged and weird. Like Will's coming out.
Yeah.
I was like, why? It felt so corny.
Yeah.
Why this was the big reason.
Yeah.
That it was like he has to do this to overcome. Okay, I feel like it would have been better if you had to do it. Like, why is he doing this in front of all of these people?
True.
Why not in front of his friends? Like, he should have had like that. If you want to do it, that would have been. It was like this music build up. I have to tell you that, and everyone just said you could tell it was we're going to forces in here when you had all the other characters who really don't matter that much to them
in that scene.
And then sitting in the back on smiling, not saying nothing. And then I felt super uncomfortable when they're staring at him after he said it. I guess they were trying to build up the audio and accept them. I'm like, is somebody gonna go hug this man? Y'all, if somebody who is like a friend of mine or a family member is over here bawling, confessing something that's so traumatic that they had to get out. And then finally his brother got up. I was like, why didn't the friends get up and get? So I was like, y'all made this so awkward.
Yeah, no, they fumbled that scene. There are actual gay people who felt like they did the scene wrong. Like, that wasn't realistic the way they played it out.
Yeah, it just felt like one of those things. It's like, what the heck?
You should have revealed this. First off, it wasn't a reveal. We knew from season 1 as an audience.
I didn't know season 1, but it was a point.
They were because his dad was calling him that, and it was like,
oh really?
It was like,
I gotta go watch
but it was
1,
like in a derogatory way. But it was like, and then like it was like maybe it was suggested because he was so young, right? And I'm not gonna get into how I feel about that. But anyway, like it was clear, okay, pretty early on. So this wasn't a reveal for the audience, and I know that it was a reveal for his friends. But there were things his friends said throughout the season, his mom said throughout the seasons that made it seem like they already kind of knew. Maybe they weren't addressing it. Maybe they didn't want to say anything about it, but they kind of knew. So they were making this big reveal, like, oh my gosh, we had no idea. And it's like, no, y'all clearly through the script knew something. And it's like, so why you're acting like this is a big reveal now? And the problem is, we as the audience can't focus and care, even if we do care. Whether we care or not, we can't care because you just told me that this thing is going to happen tonight. Tonight, Vecna's going to destroy the world. Yeah. Y'all shouldn't be. The timing of stuff was all wrong.
Yeah, that was another thing.
It is not like he got a big power boost. In the final scene, he did the same thing he did in the mid-season finale when he pulled the powers out. So it's not like he got a better power boost. There was nothing to suggest that his coming out made him any stronger in the final battle. He did the same thing he did before. Yeah. It was like, well, Vecna couldn't control him anymore. So that's the reason Vecna could get to him and all the other kids. What about what are their secrets? That's why I don't.
The other thing that was a weird gloss over because they would set things up as to why it needs to happen a certain way. Another one that was weird was how it was such a difficult way for Max to get out. She had to find her way out. Yeah. Same thing with the sister to a degree. It's like you got to find your own way out. Yeah. When it was all over, the other kids just woke up. So I was like, I guess maybe we're just gonna and then it's like maybe it was literally just they went through it, we just didn't see it. But like it's something that was such a they all needed help getting.
Well, I mean, the easiest explanation is just now that Vecna's dead, Mind Flayer's dead.
Okay, I suppose you can go for that.
Wait, Mind Flayer's dead. How's it Mind Flayer dead?
Well, they killed it. I'm assuming that's what the thing was they were fighting was the Mind Flayer. Unless I didn't
have that vibe.
Well, if that wasn't it either, then they definitely didn't really explain that then.
Because people did complain about that. They said that the Mind Flayer was more dangerous when he was a smoke monster than as the flesh and blood creature. Yeah. Because you couldn't touch the smoke monster.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was more. Yeah, I don't know. That is actually kind of weird. So they didn't really. Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like the Mind Flayer's ability, like he wasn't just that thing. I thought it was a manifestation because it was the whole little obelisk thing, and then it turned into. So that's where the Mind Flayer's been, just in that flesh thing, and then because it felt like something that Vecna had built. Because he had put all the kids in there, and he had a thing connected in a beating heart and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It just a lot. Again, more questions than answers that you didn't have to make us.
It would have been nice to hear from the Mind Flayer in some kind of way, to just get a little bit more backstory on that.
Yeah, this should, because I mean, it's not like the kids didn't also have interaction with the Mind Flayer. Like a lot of stuff they went through was because of the Mind Flayer, and now that we know that that's a separate entity than Vecna, they could have been having flashbacks. But the Mind Flayer should have been talking, because the Mind Flayer talked directly to all of them. What's her name? Max's brother. When he was talking to 11, was like, "Now you're gonna have to let us stay." Like you let us in. Like they had a whole relationship with the Mind Flayer deeper than Vecna.
That wasn't even Vecna. Yeah, that's a good point.
And so now that we know that it's separate entities, there should have been a whole thing with the Mind Flayer talking to all the kids. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be enough that they're fighting the big monster, but the monster seems mindless. It doesn't seem like the Mind Flayer. The whole threat of the Mind Flayer was how intelligent he was. Like it wasn't as if he was a monster. It was he was this intelligent, being that. Yeah, they fumbled this, bro.
It was weird. I don't know, but there was cool things that happened. Like I said, cool moments with Will. The visual spectacle of the whatever that was at the end was cool. That they were fighting it. I was kind of like, what the heck? We're just gonna be able to fight this huge monster thing. So shout out to the VFX team.
No, we do VFX, but there was a moment even with that. I'm just criticizing everything. There's a moment where I'm like, where she's standing there again with her pose, hunched up shoulders, and her superhero outfit. And she runs up and jumps, and I'm like, okay, we're going full superhero show now. It's not a horror show, not a sci-fi. This is a full superhero show now. She's doing the whole superhero leap into the, and I'm like, and I will say though, I did like whenever 11 went hard in this final episode when they were trying to
snatch Vecna.
Well, she snatched him inside the mine,
that was
and then
dope.
she snatched him from there.
We were laughing about that.
I was like, thank you for having some aggression.
Whenever Elle pops up, Elle does her thing. So
it's just so inconsistent. I felt
it's inconsistent, and I do wish her powers would like scale up. It seemed like she seemed like she did doper stuff in the previous seasons. Like when she grabbed the helicopter. And
I remember that,
season 4, I think. But then it's like she just had doper where she'd be flipping cars. So there was dope moments. Obviously, they did lean into more of her mind walking. I forgot. That's actually a very powerful thing she can do.
But it also felt like a lot of people were walking around in mines this season.
It wasn't hers, but hers not the mind so much. Hers is that she can go locate you.
I get that, but we had so much people doing mind-related stuff, Max and the sister and all that kind of stuff, that they kept, same thing in willpowers, they kept kind of
nerfing her a little bit.
Yeah, it made it feel like it was diluting her specialty, what made her so special. And that's what I was noticing.
I will say though, even in still the thing that makes Elle, I do see where you're coming from, but I will say even if people doing other stuff like that, at least the thing with Elle is she's just the heavy hitter. No one's coming in and just like coming. She just comes in and just wrecks stuff. Like
I felt that way until Will did what he did.
Well, no, because he's controlling him. But I'm talking about just outward force.
Yeah,
she can come in and she just grab him and slide. Like she will just come and embarrass you. So I do appreciate that they kept that at least with her. Is that she can like Vecna's not so strong that she can't just grab him and throw him around.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. It would be cool to have a power scaling situation, but I don't know. Will seems like he would be the most powerful. Well, but it's just that he'd figure out how to tap into Vecna.
Well, it seems like the problem is 11's still going to have powers. I would assume he doesn't anymore.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't.
Vecna, everything because the thing was, his powers weren't innate like a sorcerer. It was coming through Vecna.
Yeah, that was
the thing. And he never brought that out. I was like, why y'all go through all this work of trying to nail this sorcerer thing down? It's not even accurate.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, and really, his power was specific to Demogorgons and Vecna.
Yeah, so
like he could break their bodies apart, but he couldn't just do it to anybody.
Is a good he would be a good control. Like if you're playing like a MOBA game or something like that, you have like different you have your tanks and stuff like that. He'd be your good damage control one, or like your support for the team, because he would be able to stop on coming he can kind of control the map to keep damage down for
and she would still be the tank.
She still is a tank. So I'm saying I get what you're saying. Like it seems like his is just so outward spreading. They just are different powers.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got all right.
So let's see. We missed a sanitary voice said hi. I don't even know if you're still here, but hi, sanitary voice.
Oh, hey, I didn't even see that.
Michaela's mad about Max not running faster to get out of there. Casey said we need Men in Black on this job. Now we know it's aliens. Because at the end of the day, this was a show about aliens. It was another planet.
I guess
the
you're right.
Demogorgons were aliens. That's all it was. So
So
mind
really,
flayers and aliens.
It's not that. It's actually not that much of a horror film after all.
Yeah, at all. Let's see. I'm not.
And I'm understanding Henry as a Boy Scout because I thought he was a lab kid. Am I missing something? I assume this is my
Boy Scout first, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming he just was a normal kid and they kidnapped him.
Yeah,
they Master Chiefed him.
Yeah.
They just went and haloed him.
Now, do you think? And I missed some stuff from season 4. To be fair, but like. He tanked that bullet through the hand as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know
and
what
then got the thing out the box.
That was confusing because I thought he was some kind of super special person at that point.
Yeah.
But it seems like what they never really explained what was in the crate for one. So that's another thing.
Something from the abyss, I guess.
But they never really said that for a fact.
It feels like this was set up
assume.
for another season that never happened. So
yeah. So that was weird, and then he got infected, and we learned from the what's her name, Kali, that it's their blood that does it. So it obviously came from Henry's blood. Elle was the next one that would have worked. I don't even know how they came to that conclusion.
Well, because she was the only one that was
I don't know how they came to that conclusion.
Why couldn't have been Kali?
Well, no, because they know Kali wasn't working though, because they were trying it. She said she could see that her blood wasn't working, but I don't know why she said for Elle 100%, and maybe she said I just don't remember. I had to remember what it was about Elle.
Farheen said the season had 4 amazing episodes, 2 good, 1 mid, and 1 trash episode. How many episodes does the season have? 6? I
think it was 8.
8, really? Good Lord.
4, 5, 6.
It was the one because it was the one trash episode for you. Yes, let me know which one was the trash one. The finale for me, there was still too much talking. I needed it to just be boots on the ground, hit it, run. Episode 1 was trash.
Yeah. I mean, I have to remember what happened specifically in episode 1, but the first 3 episodes I was at a 2.5 rating. Until Will did his thing. So once Will, that's what got me back. They cut that. Like the editing was dope.
Yeah,
I like all the stuff with Will connected to Vecna. I wasn't even mad when he got thrown in. I got so frustrated with the show because like everyone is the same things. Someone gets captured, someone gets knocked out unconscious, everybody gets separated. When Will got knocked out unconscious after connecting into Vecna to save Max and them, and he started talking through Max, that was dope.
Oh yeah, when he talked to Vecna, I was like, "That's why." Again, I'm like, "Bro,
dope.
You're way better than 11." Like, just forget.
I do
now.
think it's straight up mind powers, though. I do see what you're saying, and I felt the same thing.
But
at the
it
moment.
felt like with a little bit of, like 11. Here's my problem: it's all about the scale of how long you've had powers too. My expectations are different. 11, you've had powers
are different,
since you was 5 years old.
Yeah,
I know. But what I'm saying is, Will, you did some like straight off the bench rookie came out there and dropped like 11 points. That's what it felt like. With that, and so the fact that, and then he controls Vecna directly, and because first he did on Demogorgons, then he controls Vecna directly. Terror starts bending him up, like stole his whole flow, and saves Matt and talks through him to the thing that Vecna was doing through everybody else. So it felt like, bro, with a little bit of time, you could one-shot Vecna. You could break his neck. And with a little bit of training, you could do this. And so that's why I felt like he was so much more powerful than 11.
But he
11 had her power for so much longer. That was my issue. Is that Will's doing all this day 1.
Yeah, no,
like, come on.
I feel you on that. And I guess if you want to throw one thing to fairness, they always are training her, but they're training the stuff she already has. So she probably didn't know she could do something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think she could have done something like that anyway. I don't think that was her.
Michaela said the ending was way too long. They defeat everything, and then we were just having speeches on speeches on speeches. Farheen disagrees. It was beautiful. The show is about characters and the bond they share. Here's my thing. I think I saw someone going in. They said it's going to be like a 40-minute epilogue. And that's kind of the issue when you have endings like this. We have these character-driven shows. Yes, you needed to have all the stuff at the end of everything, wrapped up and all that kind of stuff. You did have to have that. But again, this was, where I feel like they kind of messed up this season because we were so focused on this final battle, this final war, and then it really didn't happen until that last episode. And it was bookended by a lot of talking in the beginning, 40 minutes of action, 40 minutes talking again. So you felt like you were kind of robbed of this big war arc that we were supposed to get. And that's what it felt like. And so I can understand annoying because at a certain point, and as much as it's a character-driven show, some people stopped caring about the characters in all reality. because everybody had all these moments. You had the unproposal moment with freaking Jonathan and Nancy, and all the stuff with Dust. It's like there was a point where we felt I was conflicted out. There was way too much. Like we are way too deep into some serious stuff trying to save the world for us to still be arguing about stuff that really don't matter. Put your emotions on the shelf. I agree with everybody who's mad at Dustin for getting himself beat up in the first episode because I do. Everybody is too important right now to be allowing stuff like this. We really got to stay on task here. Everybody needs to lock in. Yeah. And it felt like there was not enough locking in going on. People were just acting and taking the same amount of time to go through their emotions like previous seasons. Back we didn't know what the stakes were.
The only person
we know what the stakes are.
Who's ever locked in is Will. In all fairness, he's really the only person who's always. And then
you've been fighting for his life.
And then Elle, she usually stays locked in.
Yeah.
Hop is locked in, but he's usually trying to save Elle.
Yeah, so he's like 70% locked in. But I mean, his efforts are valid. So it's like that's what it felt like. So by the time everyone's kind of exhausted, we finally beat the enemy, and then now it's like, okay, let's wrap it up. It's like we've been wrapping it up the entire season. It feels like, but it's just like we've been going in circles. It fills up some people's emotion. Well, but I mean, it is what it is.
I will say this too about the ending, because I know when me and Michaela were talking about it, she liked it. She was actually crying at the ending. She liked it. I was done because it ended at like the halfway point for me.
Yeah,
because that was the end of it. Because it had been, and I get like I get the whole wrapping stuff up with these characters, but they were wrapping stuff up with characters I didn't think needed it.
Yeah.
When it got to the end with the kids in the basement, that's when it got me. I said, okay, this to me is the moment I would have wanted. Yeah. It's about these kids. It's not about the parents.
Yeah.
I love Hop, and Joyce is cool and all that. But each scene took way too long from an editing standpoint as an editor. I'm like, y'all literally had no accountability. No one was saying, hey, this is dragging a little bit.
Yeah. If
you need to have it, you could have kept every scene, but I could have cut each one of those down so much shorter.
But there was a video lab. They don't care anymore at this point.
I guess at that point, you're right. We're done. It's over.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that whole little, like we can make this go way faster. You don't have to sit in each scene.
Did we see Murray again?
No, it didn't show him.
I was wondering about
I would have loved to have seen what he was up to. So I told her, that's the other thing. I said, that's probably my favorite character who's like one of the non-main people.
Yeah.
It's my favorite character.
Yeah.
My other favorite character probably would be Will. Even though Will gets annoying sometimes, he can be annoying at times when he's talking to his friends. Will's always everybody stay focused. This is what we got to do. Let's go.
I mean, he's been traumatized.
Oh, no. I keep saying Will. I've been messing this all up. Every time I was saying Will, I actually was trying to say Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Mike to me, Mike is the one who's always locked in on what they need to do. He's always very mission focused. Mm-hmm. He is like the team leader essentially, and keeping everybody together. I say Mike is the heart and soul of that friend group. Yeah, like he's the one who's keeping everybody going. He's like, no, 11's our friend. Like he always keeps everybody on, like tries to keep everybody together on track. Even like we have everybody else doing their own separate things. He's the one so that's what I meant. Mike is like he's saying Will, but Mike is probably my favorite character.
I got you. Now, do you feel a certain kind of way that assuming she's alive, 11 didn't come back for Mike?
I think I did at first because I was like, but then I was like, well, I guess in fairness, maybe what they're trying to do is that she's just going to live her own life. She's going to she's just not even going to she don't got to be there for Will essentially. I kind of feel maybe that's what, like he's saying, Lord E. She don't gotta be there for Mike. And it's kind of like, Mike, it sucks. But maybe she's like, hey, look, I'm just gonna actually just do my own thing. I'm gonna figure stuff out.
Do my own thing. Mike, I mean, I liked you, Mike, but you were like, Mike was in love. She was like, yeah, you just the only boy. You're the first boy I saw. Like, this might be more out here.
That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting. Like, it could be one of those things where it's like, you know what? Let me just get out here and explore life. I don't have to lock myself in the hall.
You're not my happy ending. That's Regina and Once Upon a Time. Yeah. My happy ending is finding my place in the world.
Yeah. So it's like that,
dang.
Oh, Steve, for Farheen said, Steve is my fave. Yeah.
Steve is my favorite character, cool. I think. I prefer Steve. I just didn't like the whole consistent wrapped up in the whole Nancy thing. I felt if there's anybody I wanted to have a romantic interest at the end, it was Steve. I feel like he went through a lot.
With Nancy?
No, not with Nancy.
With somebody else.
But with somebody. Because, I mean, I think he had the most character development, I feel like, out of all the characters.
No, he did have a lot of character development.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's see. Michaela was like, everything was too long. She said she did cry through it, but it was just too long. Farheen said, bro, but the Mind Flayer was a good design. But the Mind Flayer is a fraud. Yes,
The Mind Flayer
that's
was
my
a
whole
good
issue.
design,
Like,
Mind
I don't even know if I
Flayer
want to call Mind Flayer a fraud because they just like they reintroduced the Mind Flayer as a character and then didn't do anything with the Mind Flayer as a character. So it's like, what was the point? Because I like the Mind Flayer. What's funny was I remember when I saw the trailer for Stranger Things season 4, and I saw that Vecna was coming into play, and I immediately knew, like, okay, you're giving us a humanoid villain to focus on. And I wasn't sure how I felt about that. I kind of preferred the Mind Flayer, I feel like. Now, once we get the backstory of who Vecna was, I said, okay, I kind of like that. Like, it's still based in humans. It's just, and it connects to Eleven's past. I like what y'all setting up here, this grudge match. But I still preferred the Mind Flayer. And so for y'all to reintroduce him in the last second and then do nothing with him, I kind of feel like that's problematic. Like, we could have done way more. Mind Flayer was way more powerful, I feel like, in execution, sometimes more dangerous than Vecna.
Yeah. No, I see what you're coming from. I think in terms of him as a character, the character design, the way he appeared on scene.
Yeah.
I do like Vecna. I probably would rank him as one of my in my tops of TV villains because of just like until things start getting revealed more. Once things get more and more revealed, it starts to lose its luster, and definitely at the end. It's like, wow, this really fell off a cliff here. Yeah. But it is funny because I did have the thought of, how in the Bible, talk about in Revelation. What
I was thinking the exact same
thing.
No,
it doesn't say in Revelation.
It's Revelation.
Yeah. Where it's like at the end, we all will look at Satan and be like, this is what was tormenting.
It's Revelation. But yes,
in the Bible where it says,
it's just the one who deceived the nation.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I kind of get that vibe from it a little bit too. I did get that vibe at that last
scene. I did, which is why I didn't hate it, but it was just interesting to see a TV show, especially one about love and family, that your final message is, let's watch this dude get his head cut off.
Yeah.
We're enjoying this. Not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying it was interesting. It was a little off-putting a little bit.
Well, that could be some more of that 80s flavor. We want some action here. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of there were good moments in the show for sure. But I think for me, I was just like this. I wouldn't put it as my favorite. I think Netflix has
an issue with sticking the landing a lot of times on their show. Not that it's like
a lot of shows
they're creatively controlling all these shows. I'm just saying. A lot of shows have problems sticking the landing. I feel like.
Oh,
sometimes
for sure.
It's all about the journey. And Stranger Things was a vibe show. If I'm using the right terminology here, like the whole aesthetic of it. It was just it was cool to be in it. But then it just
stay close to the mic. They can't hear you.
But then it just stayed around too long. Mm-hmm. And it took too long to produce this seasons.
I don't think you needed 5. I guess you can have as many seasons as you want. I tend to be a 3 to 4 season person for shows. I think after you get past season 4 to me, a lot of shows tend to either be the bad one or I guess we start seeing stuff like go off.
I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. And so season 4 should probably usually be wrap up seasons for people. I think you can do 5, but here's the problem: we're taking too long to make shows.
Yeah,
when streaming.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if it takes you 8 years to make 4 seasons or 5 seasons, what about that?
Yeah.
We've got a problem here.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big issue. And then the budget issue. And I know you had some thoughts on that.
Yeah. And we don't have to go super crazy into this because I'm still working on developing my complete thoughts here.
Well, if you don't want to go into it, we can wait on that.
Okay, we can hold off on that.
Okay,
because I want to kind of flesh out this thought some more because I want to bring in some more data. But kind of the thing, but like I guess we can kind of talk about like just slightly talk about the state of TV, and we'll kind of set this up for a later.
You want to do a skit?
Oh yeah. Let's do a skit. Let's do that. So yeah, we'll just set up the fact that at some point we will be doing a discussion on television and the state of televisions and movies and stuff like that.
For everyone that was a part of Stranger Things conversation, drop your final review for the entire series.
Yeah.
For the entire series. What is your series. Out of 5? What is your ranking of the entire Stranger Things series out of 5?
I think for me, I need to go back and watch some things, but this was my first low rated one, so I probably would give everything a 4.
I was thinking the same thing. I give the entire show a 4 out of 5.
It's very hard for me to give anything a perfect rating. I'm very, very, very hard.
Let's go back to one of our
like old OG ones.
Let's go back to it was just right there, the very first skit we ever did. I think that's. Well, dude, you want to go to the Face Rock episode that was intercut with?
Yeah, because it's only going to be.
That's just the yeah. So let's.
Well, I guess we could just play this.
Well, how does it cut though without the?
Yeah, I was kind of.
Well, let's type in Face Rock in.
Okay.
Or no, type in what is a gamer.
Oh, what the heck?
There you go.
All right.
That was only 3 minutes long anyway.
Okay, cool. So we're about to pull up one of our I guess for those who are just joining us who have no idea who we are,
Yeah,
other than
exactly.
the stream.
Real quick, the rankings. Casey says 3.5. Michaela says 4 or 5. Casey said the game has dropped some of the points for her.
She said
It
that
wasn't enough to drop the entire series for me.
She said what?
The
now?
game has dropped her points down some.
Oh.
She said 3.5. I give the entire series a 4.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, I said for 4 for it. Oh yeah, but for those who are just joining us in the stream, thank you first of all for being here. Streaming is actually one of our secondary endeavors. We are independent filmmakers, content creators, and we've been doing it for a very long time. We took a bit of a hiatus, I guess an 8-year hiatus from posting on YouTube. But back in the day, we used to do a lot of sketch comedy, and we had a show that we did, and it also was on TV for a season. But it was called Face Rocking, and basically, we kind of always called it like the Key and Pill of entertainment, just like a clean version.
Nerd stuff, yeah.
You know, all entertainment, you know, media, video games, all that kind of stuff. So we used to do sketch comedy videos, and we are recently restarted, and we just had two previous videos posted. I think it was like a welcome back, like a Barnes Bros. Back skit. But we're going to kind of go down that lane in some of our streams and show you guys some past ones.
So we're going to show you our first episode of Face Rocking. Last thing about Stranger Things from Farheen. I kind of feel like they're going to make a spinoff all around America, and they will introduce more Abyss entities, and the 6 or 7 year later will wrap up the whole lore. Stranger Things 6.
So that is a for real thing, Stranger Things 6? I saw something about it.
No, well, I didn't see anything about that. But I did hear that it was supposed to be some kind of like spinoff show or something in the universe. I mean, look, now that they introduced the Abyss, and if that's the reason you introduced the Abyss, I hate when shows do that, but that could be why they introduced the Abyss, because they're going to do more.
Do more like spinoff stuff.
Yeah, and maybe they'll do some sci-fi stuff. It sounds like the Duffer Brothers really just wanted some sci-fi stuff.
No, I actually like that idea. All right, so let's go ahead and play this. Want to give some setup for this, or you just want to play it?
This was our first episode of Face Rocking we ever did. This is when we realized we could do comedy. So we'll just pause and play throughout. But this was our very first skit, very first episode of Face Rocking. Back in 2013, 12. Yeah, probably. Back when it was a blue.
What's up, guys? It's the Barnes Brothers with a new episode of Face Rocking with Jalen and Zell. Okay, so today I want to talk about what does it mean to be a gamer? What is a gamer? How do you define a gamer? All that good stuff. Because there seems to be some discrepancy about that. If you play this type of game, you can't be a gamer. If you play this type of game, you have to play this many hours. I mean, what is it? Is there some kind of court-approved reasoning that says this right here, these are stipulations that you have to meet in order to be a true gamer? You know, and it gets kind of annoying after a while. I mean, is this guy a gamer?
Headshot! You like that, noob? You feel that? You feel that? Oh! Hey, idiot! You betrayed me! Why are you even playing this game? Why are you even playing this game? Why are you...
All right, so
No.
a few things. How I look
Oh yeah,
at that age.
This is old. This is
No facial hair.
Yeah, this is old. So it's what 10 to 12, 11 years ago, something like that.
So that's the first thing. That's probably more than 10 years at this point.
Yeah, it's just wild.
But all right. But it's also was the introduction of Rage Gamer.
Yeah, was one of our reoccurring characters.
So that was funny.
He just looks so ridiculous.
Yeah. The funny thing was that was your actual headset.
That was my actual headset that had broke, and there was like these duck ears. So Turtle Beach, I never will buy Turtle Beach again. I bought 2 headphones and the exact same type of headphones, and the same thing happened to both of them. And I wasn't like throwing my stuff around. I would put it down or whatever, and it just always would break. But like it was like this rabbit ear effect, where like when you pull it down, like that part would break and flap out. So it would be one at first, so I could still hear at the other one. So I would keep that one, and then the other one would go. And you can see I taped it because I was trying to get the lay back down, but it wouldn't work. So I just kind of leaned into it and used it for the character. So he had like a broken headset basically.
Yep, exactly.
He saw this tape, and the tape was falling off over there. But yeah, this was the first introduction of this character.
Yeah.
Oh! Hey, idiot! You betrayed me! Why are you even playing this game? Why are you even playing this game? Why are you...
No, that guy's a jerk. Yeah. Okay? I mean, you don't have to tear somebody else down. That is to show that you're passionate about it. Passion comes with the fun that you have. You're able to share it with your friends, you know? And I mean, there's so many different types of genres of games. It shouldn't matter what genre you play. I mean, look at this guy.
I mean, I don't see how those guys do it. Sitting in their mother's basements for hours playing their fantasy games? World of Warcraft? What is that? Dewberries! Someone just beat my high score on Angry Birds! Ugh! Like I was saying, while those guys are playing with their toys, the rest of us are out here getting girlfriends. Check this out. One of my friends just sent me a request from Farmville for a shovel. You didn't invite me to your party last week. Denied. Ridiculous. What was I saying? Oh, this is not a Bahama Mama.
So what? If someone's
Okay, I think what's funny is you had all the characters in
I
this
did
one.
have
You
all the
actually
characters in
comic
this
kid.
one.
And what's funny is, all right, dating this. What? Go back and look at the year on this real quick.
All right, hold on, let me switch this out. Okay.
Because I just need to know. This was 13 years ago. Did it say what year?
Oh, I don't know why I did
2012.
that.
They're right there.
So yeah, May
14,
2012. Yeah.
Good Lord, we had a Tumblr back then. So
that was, what is that?
So that's like 13. Well, no, 2026 now. Well, okay, but still about 13
Man,
years
it's
ago.
13 years ago.
plus.
Yeah.
All right,
good Lord.
so Angry Birds, Farmville.
I know all those references is crazy.
There's some people watching this who won't be aware of the Facebook Flash games or whatever protocol it was. Farmville, Petville. What was the one with the shops that you could make the stores? That Jake was fun. Like
Township? No, that wasn't that. I know you're talking about.
But it was a bunch of shows on Facebook that you could play, and you could send coins between each other. You could show each other's stuff. It was, oh my gosh. So yeah, we referenced Angry Birds and Farmville. Angry Birds was still pretty new back then, so that's pretty funny.
Casey said you guys are.
We're low, but the vid is fine.
That's weird.
Well, you did turn me down a little bit. Or was that both of us?
I turned this down. I did turn down. We were getting hyped there. Let me do this real quick. Let me see. Bring it back up.
We need
I didn't think it was gonna be that.
Our producer.
I know.
Who handles all this?
I'll split it. Yeah, let's put it back up.
What about on PIP? Or is it the same
that
as
might
Universal?
be what it is. Okay,
No, it should be
it's
Universal.
Universal. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But anyways, let's go back. Oops. I just confused myself.
No, go back to the screen.
Go back to the screen
Then do
first.
it, yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, back in the day, 2012.
Yeah, those references are crazy. What was your because you wrote that script? What was the inspiration for that one?
That particular scene.
Yeah,
we were trying to do different gamers. So you got a hardcore gamer, and you got a social gamer, and so I was just.
This was probably the fun. We never used to character again, but this
Never.
one is probably the funniest one to me out of it. Cause it's just so absurd. Those other gamers sitting in his basements, like just preppy guy.
I would try to use something that was like a non-manly sounding, non-masculine smoothie, a Bahama Mama.
The funny thing is, I didn't even know what a Bahama Mama was. I had never had a Bahama Mama at this moment. I don't think I had even had tropical smoothie before at this moment. So it's
You
just
must
funny.
have, 'cause I had it.
That doesn't mean I had it necessarily.
Petville was a good one. Yep.
But yeah, so it was funny the olden days.
Yeah,
This is not a Bahama Mama.
So what if someone wants to play a fantasy game? That's on them. There are so many genres. There's types of movies that I like, but we can all enjoy different types of movies. I don't hear people arguing over, oh, that type of movie is stupid. You should like this type of movie. Hell, you watch comedies, dramas all day. Wouldn't that sound ridiculous? Same thing here. And even though that guy was a jerk, okay, what if he is a social gamer? What if he just plays stuff like Angry Birds and Fruit Ninja and Farmville, Facebook games, whatever? That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. I don't think it matters if it's a console or a handheld or if it's on the internet. Whatever. If you're playing it and you're enjoying it and you're having fun, that's what makes you a gamer. That's what games are all about, playing games. There should be no division. Console wars, whatever. Okay, you want to rep your console, that's fine. I like Nintendo. But I'm not going to just exclusively swear off another type of game just because, it's on a different system. No way. Definitely. I'm all for all kinds of games.
Yeah, can't wait to try my new rig. So much RAM, it's not even funny. I pity those console gamers, babies. Wait, what? Someone hacked my Origin account.
See, every style of game has its ups and its...
All right, so the only funny thing is, it's funny how much time has changed because I remember you wrote the script and I was putting these characters. Half the time did not know what I was saying. I don't think I barely understood what RAM was.
Yeah.
This is 2012.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is so I don't know if you can fathom how long ago this was, and it doesn't sound like it's that long, but it's such a long time ago.
Yeah.
Technology has changed so much.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the computers that were out. It was stuff is so much more advanced now.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had it. We had computers and stuff like that, but it wasn't like I was doing all this hardcore crazy stuff on it. I did not understand. I didn't know what an Origin account was.
Nope.
But the thing that's funny is I wonder how much of a hardcore PC gamer would even have an Origin account. Because I'm thinking about it, it's most likely Steam. Unless Steam wasn't around back then. So I think we had to do some research on that.
Good question.
So I'm like, was Steam around back then? So
It had to be.
It was just fun. I'm like, wait, but is Origin? Because that's
Yeah, 2003. Yeah.
Because that's EA. So I'm like, is that what someone would actually have been using?
That's a good question. You just kind of randomly said that, and I'd never even think of it.
Not that it's not, because it is. Like, I have a EA Origin account. You have to have that if you play EA games, like if you play The Sims or if you play Dragon Age or any type of EA games. Most times they're gonna make you. Actually, sometimes they have them on Steam as well. But anyways, all that is being said, I just think it was funny, those references, and I did not know what I was talking about.
You were talking about graphics cards, not RAM.
Yeah, probably.
See, every style of game has its
The
up.
Darth Vader, no.
Yeah.
Is that even still a thing? I don't feel like people
Not
don't
really.
know it
Memes
anymore.
were so different back then. I kind of miss memes from back then. It was a simpler time.
The Darth Vader no and stuff. I have not heard that in so long.
Wow.
Ups and its downs, its pros and its cons. So it doesn't matter if you're playing a game and you're enjoying it, then that makes you a gamer. That's my definition. What's your definition? Let me know in the comments. All right. So this has been Jalen and Zell, and your face has just been rocked.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my
okay.
Lord.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the fact that
What in the Final Cut
you
Pro?
well, for one, and the GarageBand music.
Yeah, the GarageBand.
But you could click these things.
Oh, annotations. I forgot about
Annotations.
those.
Not end cards.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Annotations.
Yes, I used to love.
Yes, on
annotations.
YouTube today, you had to post the subscribe thing, and you have a suggested playlist video, or even a link to another website. None of that was a thing. You had annotations where someone could click
I miss that.
on the screen to get to a video you linked to, and you had to like shape it and everything.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't shape it right, you had complete control over the shape of it.
Yep.
If you didn't shape it right, I would in editing, I put these thumbnails up there.
You would shit, yeah.
But then when you come into YouTube doing annotations, you got to match it to the frame. Otherwise, if you only had it like down here, you could click here and be like, it's not going anywhere. You know. Now annotations aren't active anymore. Yeah. I'm not even sure if maybe that was subscribe annotation. I don't even remember it now if there was a subscribe annotation.
You probably did have it. But it was crazy. It was very interesting. It's kind of, I almost felt like we went backwards in a way, or downgraded with YouTube. Because I remember when I used to have a gaming channel, I used to use annotations like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I would always I would pop them up so you can just click on things, and then I think I figured out this way. Not figured out a way, but like you could click on it. And no. I remember some friends did that with annotations. It was Josh and Michael and them. They had did that. I don't know if you ever saw their superhero MCU little Marvel short series they did when they were like still in school. But basically they clicked it to like almost like a choose your own adventure style with the annotations, so where it was like
people did do that kind of
click
stuff.
here for this ending, click here for this one. So it was a cool.
Well, we
time.
did that with the alternate skits thing. And later on the season finale, but yeah. So these are videos we did. Okay, so that was actually the first Face Rockin'. This one you watched was just the first one with a skit. This one was just a discussion.
Oh, I see.
So we did that.
This is the first skit one.
Then we did Retro Friday.
Oh yeah,
Retro Friday was fun.
We might need to bring that back.
Oh no, we definitely do. But back then we didn't have a capture card.
Oh yeah.
Do we still use capture cards?
I have 2 capture cards right
we do.
now.
Okay, yeah. All right. We didn't have a capture card, so we just put the camera in front of the TV.
Oh, you said you still need them today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still do.
And then
technology is like a little bit different. You do HDMI now. It's like
Yeah.
the whole. I guess you could. But they were different. You had that big Elgato jank
and how old this is? Avengers had just come out.
God.
And so we did a little review on Avengers.
That's
we
wild.
had seen it in theater.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yep.
Got some blue shirt.
I was saying. You're great. What was I saying? Oh, this is not a Mama Obama.
I'm on Obama.
Gosh. Oh gosh. Oh man, hilarious. What was I saying? Oh, this is not a Mama.
I get that line, right. I forgot about it. You had James Corner.
I remember. Yeah, okay, yeah. Because this wasn't our channel. Yeah. My God, yeah. You expect to see that, Casey?
Yeah, so that was a nice little flashback there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we did sketch comedy, so we're gonna be doing that again too. We'll probably be having skits that will periodically pop up. We are building. We want to bring back face rocking at some point. We're
Yeah.
gonna basically ramp up to that, so that will come make a return at some point.
Yeah. For now, this is kind of taking the place of it, just because
Yeah.
we are having discussions about things like we did back then. Although Face Rock was more scripted back then. You just said it looked different. My son, JJ.
It's probably like, what the heck?
We were younger, son. We were younger.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Cool. All right. So, is there anything else you want to touch on before we end this out?
No. I mean, I guess we could end a little early today if we got anything else to hit.
Oh yeah, damn. I'm just thinking I just assume we've been going for a minute. We haven't even hit 2 hours yet.
Yeah.
That was everything I had on the docket. I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to hit.
No.
It was talking about that, the Stranger Things. Yeah. No other trailers or anything.
Oh, yeah, we hit all that. Yeah. No, I mean,
unless you want to watch another skit, I guess we could do that.
Man, you got time for one more.
Unless you want to start doing those reactions to those other videos, but
What video? No, we need to announce that or that. I don't know.
No. I'm talking about the One Piece comparison videos.
Oh, go ahead. Let's do one
All
of
right,
those.
so let me pull up this. I should have had it prepped, but I'm gonna go to shout out to this channel. Well, actually, the Hoop Piece is the name of his series. It's not the name of his channel. I'm not gonna show you Hoop Piece. That's gonna take a while. But I'm gonna show you this. It's from Matchup Media, which surprisingly this channel is not as big as I would expect it to be. So definitely check him out. He does good stuff, animations and stuff. But he has a series where he did like a whole, if the NBA took place in the One Piece universe. But before we do that, I want you to respond. I want you to check out this one I found. What if NBA characters were, where is it? What if they were the warlords? Where is it?
Did they say Warlord or Shichibukai?
It didn't say that because I wouldn't know how to pronounce that.
Warlord.
Was it older? He must have did that a minute ago.
Yeah, that one?
What if One Piece were? Yeah, this is the one. Graceful.
You got Yonkos and then you got Warlord.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So, all right. So, which one do you want to? Knowing your One Piece knowledge, which would you rather watch? The
It
Yonkos
doesn't
or
matter.
the
They
Warlords?
both would be good. I mean, Yonko would be easier to. It's Yonko.
All right, it's the Yonkos. All right, so I'm gonna pull this up. Oh, that's all like the worst generation.
You did one for that too.
I think I saw that over there too.
All right,
So
yeah.
this is just it. All
you
right.
want to put it?
Oh yeah, I got you.
All right, so we're watching What If NBA Legends were Yonkos and One Piece. Shout out to Matchup Media.
Yeah, Matchup Media. He has a whole series of that he made for One Piece, and I've been tracking with that. I think that actually goes mad hard. All right, so sure thing is going right here.
In the NBA, we've seen players that not only dominated the game, but influenced the way the game is played and looked at. In shorter terms, those who achieve success while impacting the game of basketball are looked at as all-time greats. Now, One Piece has a similar ranking system as the NBA. All pirates that have dominated and influenced the One Piece world are known as Yonkos. Now, in a sense, being an all-time great and a Yonko both could mean the same thing. Great pirates and players are great, but to achieve Yonko and all-time great status, you have to reign as one of the strongest for a period of time, whilst influencing the people.
All right, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let's,
You're still on Dressrosa. Sorry, Chad.
I think I remember making it. I couldn't remember which one I watched. I think I didn't watch this for that reason. Yeah. So
One Piece is a show.
I am.
Use the opportunity to shame Zell for only being on Dressrosa.
I am chronically behind on.
And he's anime only.
Yeah. Well,
both.
Technically, I did the Dressrosa. I've been reading. I was reading
You've
anime.
been reading the manga, okay.
But the manga, but I'm probably gonna switch back to anime.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, all that Lucy stuff.
Yeah.
I've been looking at. That's all been from the manga. I've been reading.
All right. So sorry, we gotta go back to Warlords now.
But yeah, I am primarily anime only. All right, so let's go ahead and start this over so I don't get spoiled.
One Piece is a show with vast amounts of characters. It's one of the few anime that gives almost every side character its own personality and story. Now, if you watch the NBA, you can see that there's many players in the league that have a story and a personality of their own. So with knowing this and being a fan of both One Piece and the NBA, I decided since I already did Yonko and team comparisons, it only makes sense for me to compare NBA players to warlords we see in the show. These comparisons are going to be based off these players' journey, personality, and sometimes even their skill sets. Before we start the video, if you want more content like this, please do me a favor by subscribing and getting this video to at least 200 likes. Also, if you want to take part in making these comparisons, make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok to participate in polls. Draymond Green is a player in the league who's been able to acquire what many NBA fans believe makes up a great career. With achieving many accolades throughout his career, such as 2 All-NBA selections, 8 NBA All-Defensive teams, 4 All-Star appearances, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and to top it off, 4 NBA rings, Draymond has been able to achieve what many NBA players could only wish to achieve. But even though he's been able to accomplish all these major awards, fans around the NBA still don't consider him a top player. This is mainly due to the fact that people believe his success purely came from piggyback riding Steph Curry and Klay Thompson's dominance. Now, in my opinion, I don't think people would have a problem with Draymond if he just played his role and kept quiet. But as we all know, Draymond Green is one player we see time and time again not only stir up problems with his actions, but also his words. The main reason fans dislike him so much is because they view him as a cocky, arrogant player who thinks he's better than he is. So with that being said, what other warlord fits Draymond perfectly other than Buggy? Buggy's a pirate who on paper.
I wanted to see what you thought about that
See,
one. For sure.
I didn't think they were going to go that route. But I guess you got to do that because everybody in the NBA is actually good. Well, man. But that's funny. That's hilarious.
But I feel like that some people would probably view Draymond this way.
Well,
I do think it's disrespectful.
Well,
but
here's the thing, though. I'll take it because a lot of fans in One Piece community say, like, you got to give Buggy. There's a huge fan base for Buggy.
Oh, there is?
Buggy,
Okay.
yeah. And yes, his whole career like a gag thing. Yeah. But like he was a real threat at one point in the series. Yeah. And you don't get into the Grand Line and survive this long without being some kind of threat. Now I don't know.
Buggy, man.
Apparently he doesn't have hockey. I feel like he does, and he just hasn't shown it. Personally,
I would say Buggy has a special ability to survive and just make moves.
He falls upwards.
He's kind of like Usopp in a sense, but Usopp is Usopp's very scared and just kind of falls into. Buggy will be like he's a scared, but Buggy, if he sees the opportunity, he will make a move.
Yeah. He will put himself out there.
He will make a play. So he has to be some type of strategist to a degree.
Yeah,
because he will make plays and he will make moves.
There's something to him, you know.
What happened?
Trace out for a second. So Buggy's on the screen. Buggy was a threat. Buggy was a legitimate villain at one point. He almost killed Luffy, and Luffy was about to die with a smile, just like the Clan of D people do.
Can you imagine?
If it wasn't that for the lightning strike, which we're trying to figure out was that dragon or not, if it wasn't the lightning strike, Luffy arguably would be gone.
Can you imagine Buggy?
He was an actual threat at one time. It didn't last very long. 2 seconds after that, he was. But Buggy was an actual threat at one point in the series.
Yeah.
It was so respect Buggy's now. I don't know how I'm a Buggy defender, but I apparently might have to be.
He falls over, dude, is the luckiest.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But it's part of the charm of his character. And the question is, knowing Oda, is this really accidental? Or is there something more to Buggy? There's some reveal, and I can't say too much because you haven't gotten that far in the story yet. But it's not so much that there's something to be revealed about Buggy, but it's just with the way the story goes, you keep waiting for some other shoe to drop with Buggy. Like, there's something more to Buggy, especially when you realize his affiliations, like going back in his past and stuff. Right. But I don't want to spoil anything. So if anybody in the chat is caught up on the manga or even caught up on the anime, Denzel is at Dressrosa. So try to keep that in mind.
Like I said, we can make a discourse and have discussions on it. To give some context, I'm gonna try to I finished Stranger Things, so I can try to get back to this. But I am currently trying to finish, get caught up on Ragnarok,
Record
Ragnarok, as well as finish My Hero Academia. So this is where I'm at right now.
Record Ragnarok doesn't really matter that much. My Hero Academia, you need to catch up on. We're gonna talk about that now, and then you need to catch up on One Piece simultaneously.
So I don't know how I'm gonna pull that us off, but. Yeah, I might just need to do a thing, me watching and to catch up binging this.
Yeah. All right. Buggy, it's Buggy a threat or is Luffy just dumb? Both can be true at the same time, Trey. They can both be true at the same time.
All right, let's keep this.
Has achieved and experienced what a lot of pirates aim for. Much like Draymond, Buggy was able to tag along one of the greatest crews of all time, the Roger Pirates. Now this could be compared to none other than Draymond, tagging along what most people will argue is the greatest team the NBA has ever seen in Golden State. Like Draymond, Buggy is a character who doesn't like
Buggy is a legit character. I'm sorry, I don't get off on it. You don't end up on the Roger Pirates for that long. Grew up with Shanks. Buggy's issue is he fanboyed over Shanks in a way that he won't ever admit. But he loved and idolized Shanks so much that he wanted Shanks to be his captain and Shanks to go after the One Piece immediately, all that kind of stuff. And Shanks had his own life and agenda and stuff that he wanted. So Buggy resents that, and because he didn't believe himself enough. If Buggy believed in himself like 2% more, he would be a contender.
I feel like he does believe in himself to some degree.
Yes, but not,
to be a king of the pot. What? Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, obviously he's trying to be king of the pirates because he's going to the ground and stuff like that. And I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but Buggy, there's more to Buggy. I think Buggy doesn't have enough confidence in himself.
Okay.
Because when it comes up against a real threat, he gets scared, things like that. It's like he's at war with himself. It's like he knows that he's meant for more or has more potential, but he doesn't have anybody to back him up to believe in him. Shanks was his guy. And without Shanks being there, trying to be on his own, he feel like he doesn't have what it takes because he's in Shanks' shadow. But if you're in Shanks' shadow, you can still be stupid strong because Shanks is like probably top 5 in the verse. So if you're in Shanks' shadow, that's not saying a whole lot. You could probably be dumb strong yourself and just don't believe in yourself. And whenever Shanks talk, like we talked to him about Marineford, Shanks isn't dismissive of Buggy. He tried to trick him with the map, but he's not disrespectful of Buggy. He treats Buggy with respect. And I don't think he would do that unless he also knew that there was something about Buggy that was more than even maybe Buggy sees about himself. That's my Buggy defense. All right, let's continue.
Dang, you just started a whole. I never really thought you would have been fighting for
I know.
for
Trey
Buggy
says
like
he agrees
this.
with my assessment completely. Okay, yeah, that's my take on Buggy. Let's continue.
To stay out the way at all. Despite being humbled over and over again, Buggy still pops back up to talk his despite not being on the level of those around him. His success in One Piece like Draymond can be credited to the luck of association. With being around top pirates his whole career, much like Draymond, he's been able to experience and achieve what most pirates haven't, which makes people think he's better than he actually is. But to end this on a good note, even though Buggy isn't the strongest, he's still one of the smartest pirates due to his experience on the seas, which can be compared to Draymond's high basketball IQ. If we're talking about one of the most underrated stars in the NBA, look no further than Jimmy Butler. One of the reasons why he gets overlooked is because he's not much of a flashy player. He's a player who rarely makes an effort to prove how good he is in the regular season, but come playoff time, he's proven time and time again that he's one of the best in the league. Part of what makes Jimmy Butler who he is his no fear attitude. These past few seasons, we've seen him fearlessly go up against and even beat top teams in the postseason. And in terms of trash talk, he's also proven not to be the type to duck smoke from anyone regardless of who they are. Now, in my opinion, this alongside him being able to play through multiple injuries already proves that he's one of the toughest players in the NBA. But aside from his mental and physical toughness, Jimmy has shown that he's also one of the most business-minded players in the league. Now, with all that being said, what other One Piece warlord fits Jimmy Butler other than Crocodile? Now, one of the main reasons why this comparison works is purely because Jimmy and Crocodile's personality. Much like Jimmy, Crocodile is a character in One Piece who constantly enjoys taunting and toying with his opposition, which, like Jimmy, kind of makes him overconfident at times he shouldn't be. But their overconfidence both comes from the fact that they both generally don't fear anyone. Even with Crocodile being faced with guys like Mihawk and Doflamingo, he was always ready to go head to head with them. Now, another thing that makes this comparison work is how severely underrated they both are. Most fans, in terms of strength, never really give these two proper justice. And part of the reason is because they both have taken losses that people believe they should have won. With both also clearly being business savvy is another reason why this comparison works so well. Now, Kyrie's a player who is one of the most respected skill sets of all time. He's shown us time and time again how he's able to not only manipulate the ball, but also his defender. With his ability to control the basketball as he pleases, Kyrie's able to do some pretty insane things with not only his handles, but his shots. And this is one of the reasons why he's not only an exciting player to watch, but also to play with. Him being one of the most skilled players in NBA history, Kyrie early on in his career has been able to achieve a lot. With winning 2 NBA championships, it's safe to say, Kyrie was at the pinnacle of the NBA in terms of success early on. He had what most NBA players should want: championships, great teammates, and the respect of everyone watching the sport. But this would all change with Kyrie's decision to leave all that behind and start his own path. Kyrie's stretch with the Celtics and the Nets at one point made him one of the biggest villains in the NBA. Although he's getting back on people's good side, it's important to remember that a lot of fans around the NBA hated Kyrie due to his controversial beliefs and antics. Many people believe that Kyrie's actions were selfish and detrimental to his team and everyone around him. But despite all the conflict, it's clear as day when Kyrie plays, he's easily one of the best players on the court. Now, one of the only players in One Piece, in my opinion, that fits Kyrie Irving perfectly is none other than Doflamingo. Doflamingo is a character who early on in his life had the title of a celestial dragon. After his dad made the decision to strip that title away from his family, Doflamingo went from being at the top of the world back to the bottom. Now, this could be compared to Kyrie going from being a loved player on a championship team to one of the most hated players on a couple of teams that didn't end up sniffing the finals. Now, although they both had falls from grace, through their insane skill set, they were able to rise up again and earn back the respect that they had just lost. Another thing that really connects this comparison is Doflamingo's string fruit. With his ability to manipulate and control objects and even people with his strings can be compared to what Kyrie does to the basketball and his defender. Kyrie already looks like he has a ball on a string, so what other devil fruit could fit him more perfectly than Dolphy's string fruit? Tim Duncan could be regarded as one of the best power forwards of all time. With being one of the most fundamental players in the NBA, he's one of the few players in the league that could have played and fit under any system. Now, Tim Duncan is said to be a player who sacrifices for the better of his team, whether it's taking a pay cut so his team could improve, or even just playing a lesser role so others on his team could shine. He's known to do whatever it takes to push his team ahead and win games. And this could all be credited to his insane maturity while playing. He was a player who always kept cool, calm, and collected, even if things weren't really going his way. His maturity also allowed him to thrive under pressure that most will fold under. So that's why the only warlord in One Piece that perfectly fits Tim Duncan is none other than Jinbei.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jinbei is a warlord that we see has been a part of multiple pirate crews. This isn't for no reason though. His strength and knowledge of the seas gives him the ability to fulfill what almost every crew needs. Now this could be compared to what I said earlier about Tim Duncan's ability to fit into any system he plays in. They both are also characters who are extremely formidable and show little to no emotion during battle. Their ability to keep a calm head while fighting is part of the reasons why they fit so well together. But another reason why this works so well is due to the level of maturity they have, which plays a part in both of them being unselfish. As we see in One Piece, Jinbei has no problem sacrificing himself for the better of his crew, and we've seen this firsthand when the Straw Hats went up against Big Mom. Jinbei is one of the strongest pirates in the show, but you will never know because he's always taking the lesser role to help his crew out. One of the hardest workers in NBA history is said to be none other than Kobe Bryant. Kobe, throughout his basketball career, has been known to hone into nothing but his craft. And if you ever find yourself watching a game or even a highlight reel of Kobe, it's clear to see that this man really mastered the art of basketball. One of the reasons he was able to put hours on hours in the gym is because he was easily the most focused player the NBA has ever seen. He wasn't the type to let anything deter or distract him from his goal. His concentration and work ethic combined allowed him to be the best shooting guard of his era. One of the things that makes Kobe one of the most respected players though was his ability to take over games and beat teams single-handedly. There's only been a few NBA players in NBA history that's proven the ability to carry a team to a winning season by themselves. And with Kobe not only proving that he could do that while going against the best teams the NBA had to offer is exactly why, in my opinion, if Kobe Bryant was a One Piece warlord, he'd be none other than Mihawk. Now, one of the reasons why this comparison works is due to Kobe and Mihawk sharing similarities with their personalities. Much like Kobe, Mihawk is one of the more serious and focused characters we've seen in One Piece. Much like Kobe, his mind is warped around improving his skill set. And as we see multiple times in the show, he's a character that doesn't get distracted away from his ultimate goal. And this could be confirmed by him being one of the few people in One Piece who could resist Bo Hancock's love fruit. Now, Kobe and Mihawk can both also be seen as extreme competitors. They both love a good challenge and aren't afraid to duck smoke from anybody. But the last thing that connects these two is the role they play as mentors. Kobe could be credited to mentoring and training many of the stars we see in the NBA today, which can be compared to the role Mihawk played in helping Zoro get stronger. With Mihawk also being the best swordsman of his time, can also be compared with Kobe being the best shooting guard of his era. If you like this video and want more videos like these, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you disagree with any of these comparisons,
But yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. I think the Draymond Green one was hilarious. The Mihawk one makes it, to me, the one I can really get with. Like, okay, yeah, it was the Jinbei.
Yeah.
To Tim Duncan and Jinbei
good.
one.
I was waiting for somebody to be Gecko Moria. We don't talk about him enough. Still a Bart dude.
Oh yes, Lord E. That would be a good one to do.
Yeah.
I don't know who I had to think about that one. That would be a really good one to do.
You know, I'll give it Gecko Moria. Freaking he ain't even, is it Lance Stevenson? I would give him Gecko Moria.
Oh my Lord. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard that name in a minute. God dang. Lance Stevenson. Lord, no, you need to find.
You don't think about him much, but he was a good player.
Well, he was a good annoying player.
Gecko Moria was a good annoying world.
So, but was there anybody who was like a good annoyance to Whitebeard? Because that's what he needs to be. Because
LeBron.
LeBron, if he ain't nobody else, is Whitebeard.
No one bothered with Whitebeard. I mean, Whitebeard's biggest issue, I guess, was Blackbeard leaving, but he didn't take enough concern with that.
Blackbeard would be a good one. But yeah, no. So I guess because the Yonkos is that group, right? Or is that who the Yonkos are?
What?
Like basically Whitebeard and all that tier.
Yeah, Whitebeard, Kaido, Shanks, Big Mom.
And that's all the
Yonkos. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, him, and then because I know like when in that Hoopy show, some of these carry over, but he changed some stuff up for when he did the Hoopy thing.
No. I'll make everybody mad with this. who should really be Blackbeard is LeBron. Yes.
Nah, I don't think not how Blackbeard's story. From what I've seen, I don't think so.
Here's the reason why. In the community, you have Blackbeard defenders, but Blackbeard a lot of times doesn't get disrespect because the fights he wins are always off screen.
Okay.
So, and although like he always seems like he'll like run from a fight or he gets beat up a lot, but he takes a lot of stuff though.
I hear what you're saying.
So a lot of people don't give him respect. That's like, you need to give Blackbeard more respect. It's like, no, we don't respect him. But it's like Blackbeard is accomplishing all his goals, but Blackbeard has no loyalty to anybody.
No.
Now
that's why I'll tell you who it is.
Who?
Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant. Based on how you explain it, Kevin Durant fits that way better. I get why you're saying why you were saying what you say for LeBron. Kevin Durant is perfect because you're gonna have people who would defend Kevin Durant is not beloved at this point in his career. After the Golden State situation, then he went to the Nets, then he went to the Suns. Now that man's on the Rockets. He literally does business decision moves. Like how, I haven't seen all of Blackbeard's story, but from what I've seen, that's some Kevin Durant behavior.
I think the reason why I think you're right. I think the reason why I say LeBron is because we know that Blackbeard is either going to be the final villain of this show, the manga, or very close to it, and people don't want to give him that. And the same thing is like, is LeBron the greatest, or like is he not surpassed Michael Jordan? Like no one wants to say, Blackbeard, you're a real contender for King of the Pirates, because we look at what Roger has done, and Blackbeard is like, you have not attained to that yet.
No,
but yet Blackbeard is getting closer and closer. You got to give him respect for that. So I think it's just the conversation surrounding Blackbeard is similar to the conversation surrounding LeBron. I don't think people talking about Kevin Durant as much as they talk about LeBron.
No, I think that would have been LeBron in like 2010, like when he was with the Heat. I think what you're saying is perfect. That's why I really feel like he's in his Whitebeard time frame now.
Well, because
of the age. This part fits perfectly, but Gold Roger is definitely Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So and then that is like I'm assuming most people probably would not say Whitebeard is better than Gold Roger. Most people would say
it's funny as you get further. It's funny.
The fact that you say that is perfect. There,
okay,
because it's at that point where some people are like, "No, LeBron," and people are like, "What are you talking about? There's no way he's better than him."
Well, I can see that. Yeah.
So I think that would be, but the way you described it was perfect.
Wait till you get to Rocks.
To Rocks. Okay, when does that happen?
It's like now. It just happened.
Oh, it just happened.
It just happened. Like it's not even anime yet. So I would love to see what happens once the Rocks gets into play. Who we say who he is.
Okay.
Because
that's interesting.
Who was contemporaries to Michael Jordan when he was playing? That was
so Charles,
at the time you would have said it as good as him or putting in work.
Okay, so my old school knowledge that's limited, but I will say probably Charles Barkley. I know he won an MVP during that time frame, so someone who would have been in that prime. Magic Johnson. Well, you talking about like MJ prime or MJ when he was like in like earlier that years? Because I would put Larry Bird in there, and then Magic Johnson, but they were older than him. So I don't know what point of MJ.
I can't get into spoiling, but there's this whole thing.
You would probably be more.
Well, like this, contemporaries were technically right before his prime. The contemporaries for Roger were Garp and Rocks.
Interesting. I would have
put them over. Once he's like, I would say when he was fighting with Whitebeard, he might have been well into his prime, maybe kind of going down because he was already getting sick and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I would say his rivalry with Whitebeard might have been prime, past prime.
Interesting.
But in his youth, when he was coming up and approaching his prime, his contemporaries were Garp and Rock as far as strength goes. Get to that point of the story because I'm curious to see what you say. I'm reading the manga. I had to catch up because there's too much that's going on.
So that's very
interesting. Crazy.
So I'm going to be working on getting caught up on. So I guess I'll put a pause on Record of Ragnarok.
I mean, you're so close. I mean, it's only a few episodes.
Okay, so I'll finish Record of Ragnarok.
Knock that out, and then but My Hero Academia, you definitely.
My Hero Academia, I'll go ahead and try to finish
because I really wanted you to compare Vecna to a certain character at the end of My Hero Academia.
Okay, all right. So I'll try to. My Hero Academia is not that long, so I can get through it, and then I can get back on One Piece.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But that should be we're over time now, so let's.
Alrighty.
Again, everybody's watching. The best way you can help us until we get monetized is to watch. Because we need stream hours, it, share it, so that people will get suggested, so we can go ahead and get monetized real quick here. So appreciate everybody who watched. He said, "Yeah, Whitebeard was the decline for sure." Yeah, I mean, there's arguments about it. People say Whitebeard was stronger than Roger, but it's like, I don't know. I'm interested to see. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I enjoyed My Hero Academia's ending immensely. But we can't talk about it because you ain't.
I think I'm on season 4 or 5.
Yeah, just knock that out real quick. Just knock it out real quick.
Cool.
Thanks, Trey. All right, for everybody still here, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's all I got. Yeah.
What is the best way to end it? Hit in stream or go on the OBS first?
Well, either one. That will do it, but then you still got to go to OBS. But yeah, that will end YouTube immediately.
All right, well, actually, let me hit it this way. Thank you guys so much for being here. And until the next time, we'll see you later. And peace out. No, we have a closeout yet.
Oh, we do.
Okay. All right, see y'all.